The following is a presentation of WCTV Sports.
Welcome to the City of Wadsworth's Memorial Park in the Gridiron on Grandview Avenue in the historic Art Wright Stadium. It doesn't get any better than this, folks. Tonight, we honor our soldiers with Salute the Troops Night, and we have two teams, two spotless records, and one unforgettable night under the Friday night lights. The number 7 ranked Grizzlies, a fast-paced, high-powered offense that has shredded defenses, piled up points week after week. They're one of the best defensive teams in the state, allowing only 7 points per game against the number 12 Tigers, off to their best start since 2010. A resilient, find-a-way-to-win mentality has brought them to Wadsworth with a 4-0 record. Perfection tonight is on the line. Bragging rights, perhaps playoff positioning, and maybe even destiny hangs in the balance. Something's got to give tonight, folks, and when the dust settles, only one will stay undefeated in the Suburban League National Conference Showdown. Hi again, folks. Mike Elkins, and welcome to another WCTV production of Wadsworth Grizzly football, and welcome to the press box at Art Wright Stadium. Joining me in just a moment, following the national anthem, is my partner, color analyst Kirk Gray. We'll be right back after the national anthem.
National anthem until the colors have left the playing field.
This is a great matchup tonight, Kirk. You got the Grizzlies, the Tigers. They are stacked with senior leadership, loaded with athletes. They both bring explosive offenses to the field, and this is a battle worthy of the spotlight. When you look at the Tigers, they're 4-0, but a couple of things really stand out. First, they have the firepower to put up points in a hurry. 6 deep receiving corps. 7 deep prior to a couple weeks ago when they had one of the receivers go down with an injury. They got a quarterback who can stretch the field. They have the ability to put real pressure on the Grizzlies secondary. And secondly, and we'll see how this plays out tonight, Kirk, is this is a team that knows how to make adjustments at halftime, and they've shown resilience with come-from-behind wins against both Boardman and a couple of weeks ago on the road at Aurora in a Suburban League cross-division win.
Well, Mike, that's well stated. Number 16, Dylan Fantone, he got his first start against us last year because of an injury to their starter, possibly the best quarterback in the league last year. And Dylan stepped in, and we gave him some fits. You know, he had a little bit of shell shock in that first start of his. But 300 yards and 6 touchdowns last week. He's the real deal. Mike. He can sling it, and he's got a lot of folks to sling it too. The coaches made adjustments in those games you talked about. Certainly, first game of the season, Boardman, they come back. Aurora, they were down into the third. They come back. They win it in overtime. And guess what? The kids responded. They kept fighting, and now they believe. And they're 4-0, and they're coming in here, and they're looking at this environment, and they're thinking, we're going to try to do everything we can to take out the Grizzlies. These are two teams that are on track for a big-time collision tonight, Mike.
Yeah, no question about it. And the Grizzlies, they've put up, and as you take a look at the Grizzlies, they're in a tunnel with the USA jerseys on the Salute the Troops night. Average score of a Wadsworth game is 46-7, and we're averaging 485.5 yards a game, and we hear plenty about the offensive stars. But let's talk about what we call the Grizzly Guardians, and that's that 5 offensive linemen who really make this machine go.
Look, we started the season with JJ at left tackle. We got Gabe Lucky at guard. Last week we had Aiden Meistrick step in. Gabe is out for another week. Aiden stepped in, did a great job. We got the guy that is making all the calls, directing the traffic, Merritt Fortner at center. Right guard, Carter Raymond. And then right tackle is big Gavin Scritt Britton. And those guys up front have made the difference. It didn't matter the look they've gotten, 3-man front, 4-man front. They've had a walk-up, 5-man front at times. They're accepting blitzes. They're having to make and do a lot of things, and they've done it without breaking a sweat, really. When you see the yardage and points we put up, it's protecting Bryson, it's creating holes for Cooper and Gavin, giving Bryson enough time to get the balls to Luke Maddox and Jack McNeil and Kyle and, of course, Calix. And you can see Twinsburg about to come out on the field.
They're the Twinsburg Tigers off to their best start since 2010. They come into Art-Wright Stadium tonight, Kirk, with a 9-game losing streak. They haven't beat the Grizzlies since they came into the Suburban League.
Yeah, and, you know, they're going to throw everything at us tonight. You talked with Coach Salters before the game. They really come in here with a nothing-to-lose mentality. They're going to throw it all on the line. They know this is a big-time game, big-time crowd, big-time environment. The rankings matter, the points matter, all those things that you mentioned, and they're fired up. They feel like they're going to come in here and they're going to be real physical, and they're going to make the Grizzlies beat them.
Yeah, and they know that Wadsworth is a well-coached team under the leadership of Justin Todd. There's his record there on the screen. You can see that. In talking with Coach Salter last night, he said, look, Wadsworth is the real deal. They are well coached. They've got incredible team speed. They've got athletes. So they know this is a big game for their program and for what might happen for the rest of the season. But talk about briefly before the kickoff here, our defense giving up only 2.6 yards per carry and just over 11 per pass. Impressive numbers. Yeah,
we got size, we have the athleticism, we've got depth up front that's really elevated everybody else. You can look at Jake, the All-American Ernest. He's a 2-time All-State going to Penn. I call him the All-American around here. Bowden Ballinger was a linebacker, had an injury. I expect to see him back very soon. But guess what? We just put Brad Watson in there, and he's a heat-seeking missile. Yeah. Ryan Stoops is just as sound and as solid a linebacker as we've got on the team. He does everything right. And then you talk about our defensive backfield, and I was thinking, they give them shock and awe. And I'm not going to call them shock, I'm going to call them lock and maul, because they're locking down receivers and they're mauling people out of the backfield. I mean, they come up and deliver the lick. And we got Jude, Gavin, Calix, Tommy Hahn, Will Reese. That whole group has just really supported everybody up front. It's a total defense, Mike.
Jack McNeil set to get things underway here at Art-Wright Stadium in chapter number 5 of this 2025 season. This one is underway. It's caught at about the 2-yard line.
He's not going to get very far.
And stop made at about the 17-yard line. We'll get a number for you there. It looks like number 17 and number 22 on the tackle.
Dawson.
That is Dom Jackson and Dawson Mendel, who I believe was who's the honorary captain tonight?
Honorary captain is DJ. Dominic Jackson.
Dominic Jackson.
And Dawson was defensive player of the game last week.
So we'll take a look at this front three for the Grizzlies, this defense, which has dominated opponents all season long.
They got a lot of size up front, Mike.
So Dylan Fantone will lead this Tiger offense against this vaulted Grizzly defense. Fantone in the shotgun. To his left side is Kinesland. They'll give to Kinesland, and he'll bust it out to the left side for a short gain. And the defense there, Kirk, doing a nice job plugging that hole up the middle, forcing Kinesland to go left.
And Mike, I think that's what's going to try to be their philosophy tonight is they got a lot of size in there, so we're going to plug up and we're going to try to force them, feed them, spill them to the outside, as my coach used to say, Bud Foster. We're going to spill them, and we're going to bring that intensity from the outside and try to pin them in.
2nd down and 7 for Dylan Fantone. Last week, 300 yards through the air, 6 touchdown passes. That was a school record. And they'll run it up the middle to Kinesland.
Great tackle by Jake Ernest, just complete wrap. Alligator rolled him down, and he picks up a couple, but it's going to bring up 3rd and 4. We'll see. First 3rd down of the night, very early in the game. Let's see. 2 running plays by the Tigers. I knew they were going to try and establish the run because Fantone throwing up 300 yards, 6 passes last night. I think Coach Salter was saying, we've got to be able to do the run, too. They can't just key on the pass. So
they got trips to the right. Kinesland again with the carry off the right side behind that big right side of the offensive line, and he's running behind. That's Ellery Giho, I beg your pardon. The big 6'3", 290-pound right tackle, and number 79, Aiden Alonzo, 6'6", 320 pounds. And Alonzo, Kirk, only a sophomore.
Yeah, he is a large human young man. And it looks like early on, Mike, they've decided they're just going to put foot to foot and just run behind their bigs and see what they can do with that. So let's see what adjustments we make here early.
R.J. Ruffin, you see on your screen, the number 1 target for Fantone, and that play is going to be whistled dead.
Yeah, it's a false start. Now, this is something that Twinsburg can't afford to do is get behind the chains. Now, they can run it for 3 yards in a cloud of dust, so to speak, but once they get behind the chains, that changes their whole outlook on this series. Now they're 1st and 15.
So take a look at that front 5 for Twinsburg. We talked about Giho and Alonzo. Davis is 5'10", 225 at center. Gavin Rathbone, 6'3", 270 at the left guard. And Will Cunningham, 6'3", 275 at the left tackle. Empty backfield now for the Tigers. Fantone looking to his right. Got a man, and he's hit hard off the edge.
Will Reese
laying the wood.
Yeah, he's going to pick up a couple yards. But, again, that doesn't help him a whole lot. They're still 2nd and 13, still way behind the chains. That was a great break on that ball by Will Reese. Just take him to the ground. That's the most important thing in those situations is wrap him up and get him to the ground.
So Twinsburg will come out with an empty backfield again, 3-by-2, 3 to the near side. Fantone calling the signals, looking over that Grizzly defense. Wadsworth with 3 down linemen, 2 defensive ends. They'll drop back in zone coverage. Quick pass out to the left. Nice play on the corner there. Again, Will Reese.
Fantone's pass is caught by number 13.
He was bracketed by Reese over top, and
number 32, Will Reese.
And the heat seeker, Watson, was coming from the inside, and they just run him out of bounds. He picked up about 3, maybe 4, but it's going to be 3rd and 9. Still a long yardage situation. So we've seen 3 straight runs, now 2 straight passes. So, I think Coach Salter's just trying to – he's tenderizing the meat here, Mike. He's trying to mix it up and see what's going to work best.
Fantone back to pass screenplay, right side, read well by that Grizzly defense.
Sniffed, completely sniffed out. You saw our defensive lineman charge, recognition, and return.
That was a great stop by that Grizzly defense. That will force Twinsburg into a 4th and 11 and brings out the punt team. Back deep for the Grizzlies is McNeil. And Kirk, we talked about it a few minutes ago.
Jack McNeil back deep.
It's been a while since we've seen one return to the house. We'll see if we bring pressure and can get a block.
Got a
Pressure's
lot of
coming.
people on the ball.
Up the middle.
Ooh.
Kick is away.
A nice kick.
And McNeil will let it bounce, and it takes
a big Grizzly
bounce.
All the way back to midfield.
So Bryson Hall, the sophomore, who's led this team since the 2nd quarter of week number 2 last year against New Albany, will lead this Grizzly offense and with great field position.
This is very important for the Grizzlies to flex a little bit right here, Mike, and see if we can move the ball and get some points on the board after holding Twinsburg to really only about 7 or 8 positive yards on that first series of theirs.
So McNeil and Levitt to the near side, to the far side. Calix Lemp.
Kyle Schmelzer
in the slot. Motion. Hall looking, got a man wide open. It's McNeil at the 29. McNeil cuts inside, and he'll be down at the 15-yard line. And that's what we talked about, Kirk, is the difficulty that Twinsburg has with all of these weapons on this Grizzly offense.
Yeah, Jack tried to make a little slip there and got a little bit crossed up, but that was a big gainer. About 27 yards there on first down for Bryson to a wide open Jack McNeil.
So Wadsworth now in a 2-by-2. Gavin in the pistol, and flag is called.
Timeout. Wow.
Twinsburg.
And that was going to be, you saw Jack in the slot. He caught that clean and had an opportunity to beat one man and get into the end zone. It's a good thing Coach Salter called that quick timeout, and we've run one play, and already we know Coach Salter, he's an intense fella. He's a great football coach, very intense. He's seen enough already. He's like, wait a second, guys. We got to calm this down for a second.
Yeah, it's a good timeout considering the big play. McNeil, that's his 7th reception on the season coming into tonight's game. McNeil with 6 catches, 82 yards, averaging 13.67.
Yeah, it looked like there was maybe some confusion in the coverage on the first play, and I think that carried over to this play. Coach Salter sees that from the sideline and immediately says, wait a second, we've got guys walking around unmatched. But that's something that you and I talked about throughout the week, and I know you brought it up to him when you spoke to him last night and today before the game. There's a lot of options in this Wadsworth Grizzly offense. What are you gonna do? You got to pick your poison.
2-by-2, Maddox and Schmelzer to the left side. To the near side is Schmelzer and Lemp to the near side. McNeil and Maddox to the left. Gavin Madigan to the left hip of Bryson Hall. 1st and 10 from the 15. Hall looking, throwing, left, got a man. And a little long on the pass out of the reach of McNeil. Brings up 2nd down in 10 for the Grizzlies. And again, McNeil had his guy beat. Bryson just a little wide on the throw.
It almost looked like the throw was a little wide, and Jack looked like he was going for it and maybe got his feet slid up underneath him. There you go. You see your stats for Gavin there on the screen.
Yeah, you got to wonder here if Gavin's going to get the ball, averaging more than a first down per carry. This time they're going to throw it. Ball's tipped. A great play there by number 10. That's Kyler Hoon, 5'11", 190-pound junior for the Tigers.
It's a good thing because Jack, again, was open over here on the bench route. Would have picked up a good portion of the 10 yards we needed, who knows. But he was open again, so it's a good thing that pass gets tipped.
So Wadsworth coming out and putting the gas on the pedal. 4 straight pass attempts by Bryson Hall. Hall now going to roll left, throwing, got a man in the end zone, and it falls incomplete, in and out of the hands of Kyle Schmelzer.
Yeah, we went right back. That's the same route combination that we had earlier where Jack slipped. We went right back to that combination, and Schmelzer just wasn't able to haul that in. It looked like 15 may have had his arm in there. Certainly a catchable ball, it would seem, from up here, Mike.
R.J. Ruffin on the coverage for the Tigers forces the Grizzlies after that big play to start things off here with their first possession. Now 4th down and 10. They're going to go for it. Hall, pressure, looking left, throws, back of the end zone.
Calix, touchdown!
Calix Lemp.
Calix Lemp. That's his 8th touchdown of the season, Mike. Calix Lemp coming through. Big-time catch in the back of the end zone.
Lamp coming into tonight with 16 catches for 421 yards, and as my partner said, 7 touchdowns. That's number 8. Great patience by Hall, and a great route, great catch. Ruffin on the coverage for the Tigers.
And we just saw it there. What I like most about this young sophomore quarterback, he rolled out, he set his feet, he slid underneath the block by Madigan and delivered that ball, and the extra point is blocked.
But that brings our score to the Wadsworth Grizzlies 6.
Yeah, he just slid, was buying time for Calix to clear in the back of the end zone. As my good friend said, he showed a lot of poise there. Didn't get rattled. He could have run. A lot of people we heard in the stands, people were saying, run. He slides to his left, slide, and just delivers that in the back of the end zone. But you can see, Mike, he had a lot of room to run there.
But you know what? You got to throw it to your top receiver. A guy
he's proven. We know he can do it.
Yeah, and he beats Ruffin in the back of the end zone, and Twinsburg you got to give him credit. After the big play, Coach Salter calls the timeout, regroups the defense, but Bryson Hall, Calix Lemp, a little too much to finish that drive for the Tigers. And I got to say, number 52, Gavin Britton, with a great block to give Bryson Hall just an extra second and a half to find Lemp in the back of the end zone. It's those small things that a lot of coaches talk about, Kirk, about this Wadsworth Grizzly team. The small things they do very well.
The stick-to-itiveness, like you said, Scrit, he just stays with it, just buying as much time as Bryson might need to just deliver that pass, and the result is a touchdown.
Ball's going to go into the end zone and come out. So the Grizzlies with their second possession with 7:27 remaining here, as you see on that scoreboard. Grizzlies lead at 6-0. The Grizzlies, number 7th in the state in Division II, Twinsburg, number 12, and that is the state AP poll. Wadsworth is first in Division II, Region 6, Twinsburg computer points. Twinsburg is first, I believe, in Region 2, Division 5.
Correct.
Here comes that big offensive line. Number 79. I think our producer, director, John Bernard, corrected me. He is correct. Wadsworth is number 2 behind Highland. So Fantone with Kinesland to his left. The give to Kinesland up the middle. Kinesland
just finding his way. I mean, they
in on the tackle for the Grizzlies is number 23, Brad Watson.
Yeah, Watson on the stop, and Ernest has got to come out. He lost his hat. But in reading the scouting report on Kinesland, he's at back. Kind of reminds you a little bit of Cooper Gray and Gavin Madigan. He's always plowing forward.
Right.
He's not a guy that's going to fall back. Good gain on first down for the Tigers. Second down and 4.
Yeah, it looks like about a 5-yard gain.
Fantone looking
Going
left. Got a man. Roughing.
Way overthrown.
Tommy Hahn on the coverage.
Great coverage by Tommy. He stayed in his hip. He ran with him. He was feeling him. He was feeling him the whole way.
Yeah, Ruffin last week against Stowe with a good football game with 8 receptions, 98 yards, and caught 2 of Fantone's 6 touchdown passes.
He's a big-time threat, Mike. There's no doubt. Watching a lot of film on him, he is a very, very good receiver.
Yeah, he's a returning starter for the Tigers, and he plays both sides of the ball. So Fantone now will give to Kinesland. And nice run up the middle, and that's good enough for a first down for Twinsburg. So Kirk Twinsburg doing a nice job up front, able to run between the tackles.
Yeah, they found a little seam that time on the left side. He turned his shoulders and was able to cut up for about 6 yards and a Twinsburg first down. And Mike, it seems like they're really trying to control the tempo of this game. You know, they're looking to the sideline, they're huddling. They're making their way to the line. He's taking the clock under 10 seconds just about every time. And then their running game is going to be effective in controlling that clock, too. And here we go again, right up the middle.
Kinesland really churning up, eating up the turf here at Arkwright Stadium. And give that offensive line of the Tigers credit for opening up those holes for the senior running back. Kinesland, not a big guy. He's only 5'10", 160 pounds. That's what he's listed.
Yeah, this is interesting, Mike, the running game that they've opened up with against us, because, looking at their film, they haven't been a predominant running game. You look at their offensive line, you'd have thought they would, but they have not been a predominant running team.
Antone will give it again to Kinesland, running off the right side. That big right guard, right tackle of the Tigers for a big gain on first down. And, coming into this game, this Wadsworth defense only giving up about 2.6 yards per carry. And
we're on the upside of 30 yards right now, Mike, looking at it, rushing. I mean, they've gotten a couple first downs here just on this possession.
You see, Tetzel is not in tonight, but in his place is Nicholas Dean, the 6', 225-pound junior, as Twinsburg will run it to the right side. Beg your pardon. I looked down for a moment. Completed pass by Fantone.
It looked like Ryan Stoops ran him out of bounds over there after a pickup of about. It looked like he got about 7 yards.
So Kirk, money down for this Grizzly defense. And talking with Coach Salter yesterday, as we're 5.5 left in the opening quarter, he felt it would be a very competitive first quarter. Thus far, it has been. And Gavin Madigan giving a stick to Kinesland as he takes the ball up the middle, but not before Kinesland gets the yard to gain, and a new set of down now for the Tigers.
Yeah, they've crossed midfield now, and he got 3.5, needed 3, and he picked that up, and we're rotating guys in on the defensive line. But as you pointed out, Anderson got hurt last week against North Royalton. He's hopefully he's going to be out just for a couple weeks, so we've had to tighten up our rotation on the defensive line, and certainly that's going to have an impact tonight.
Fantone again will give, and caught in the backfield, but he escapes as Kinesland. Now he's trying to rush around the corner to the right side, and he's going to be bounced out of bounds by Madigan.
Boy, there was a couple pretty close calls on blocks in the back, but it looked like Twinsburg was able to pull back each time, but it was very close in a couple of situations there on that reverse field.
Kinesland, Kirk, last week against Stowe, only 9 carries for 48 yards. He might be approaching 9 carries in the first quarter.
I would agree.
3-by-1 now for the Tigers. Single back. That's Kinesland. They'll line up to the left hip of Fantone. Fantone rolling this side, throws, got a man, Ruffin, caught. Ruffin cuts to the inside, and he'll be stopped at the 29-yard line. Kirk, a nice route by Ruffin.
It looked like Tommy was going for the ball on that play and just missed, and it allowed Ruffin to get some yards after the carry there. That's their biggest gain of the night, and another first down.
Ruffin, the number 1 target of Dylan Fantone. 3-by-1 now for the Tigers. 3 to the top of your screen. Fantone will look, throw quick too high. Incomplete pass intended for number 15. That's J.D. Okuma.
2nd down and 10.
And those are the types of plays that Twinsburg wants to avoid tonight, the empty plays where they don't get anything. Incompletion. They need to maintain their sharpness. They have been so far on this series. Felt us out a little bit on that first one, but now we need to keep them out of a rhythm, and they're getting in a little bit of a rhythm now, Mike.
2nd down and 10, empty backfield motion out of the backfield.
Good tackle by Stoops.
Yeah, that is
it's a great play.
By number 21, Kyle Anello.
He picks up about 1.5 yards, but man, Stoops really made a tremendous individual play right there.
Yeah, Ryan Stoops, the senior, coming up, and with some assists there from his Grizzlies secondary.
So third and long. We're bringing in. There's Dawson. Big D. Rush the passer a little bit on this one. Let's see if we can get Fantone off his spot.
3-by-1, 3 on the left side of your screen. In the backfield is number 21 of the Tigers. That's Kyle Anello. Fantone rolling this way to the left. Lets it go. And incomplete. Pass was intended for Ruffin. On the coverage is Tommy Hahn.
Tommy's right on his hip. Tommy's had some really good coverage. Couple early completions last week at North Royalton, but since that time he has reset himself, and he's had some really good coverages since that time. And here we go, 4th and 9, Mike.
4th and 9, and you got to wonder, Kyle Anello in the backfield. As Fantone will look over Coach Salter's staff and direct this Tiger offense that has been impressive here in the opening quarter. Give us to
not even
number
close.
21. That is Miller, short of the first down. So the Grizzly defense holds.
Turnover on down. 1st and 10 Grizzlies.
All right, Mike, here we go. We got another chance. We stopped them, no points. And we just need to, they can get a few yards, bend but don't break. That was a really good stop up the middle. It looked like Gavin maybe made that stop. But the offense is going to take over on their own 25-yard line.
So Wadsworth opened up with their first series with a nice gain of over 40 yards to McNeil. 4 plays later, put it in the back of the end zone on a Bryson Hall to Calix Lemp. Motion out of the backfield. Hall looking. Got a man wide open in the flat. He'll be chased down from behind and sacked for the 2nd time this year. That's Ball Bueller.
That's a good play. The offensive line gave him some time. He moved to his right. Was still looking downfield. Did have a receiver over here to his right on the sideline. but he elected to take one more step, and that pass rush was a little relentless, Mike.
Well, Bueller leads this Tiger team in sacks with 3. Now he's got 4 on the season, 15 tackles, 5 for tackle for loss. Hall will give, and a draw play up the middle. And a nice job there by the Tiger defense, swarming over Cooper Gray, reading the draw play.
Cooper Gray, the ball carrier.
Another 3rd and long for this Grizzly offense. The Tigers in a 4-3 defense.
They've brought an extra man up now with that 4th man.
Schmelzer in motion. Herndon goes with him.
There's
Quick out to Calix Lemp. And they're going to say he caught it.
Yep. Ruffin's over here saying no, but Calix comes up with the ball, and the ref is saying, yes, he caught it.
Kalen's got great hands.
On the coverage and tackle.
Now they're talking about, was it enough? It's going to be 4th down. I just saw the signal.
And that's
4th and about 1.
Close.
We'll take another look at it here on the replay. Where does he catch the ball?
He's across the 35 when he catches the ball. Yeah, that's going to be a tough spot for the Grizzlies, but it is what it is, and so we're going to see here on 4th down. 15 seconds on the play clock.
Calix Lemp.
10 seconds on the play clock.
Look at numbers at the senior there. And Bryson Hall, 4th and 1 in the shotgun. Cooper Gray behind him in the pistol.
Timeout.
And Coach Todd will call a timeout, and that is a wise timeout by Coach Todd.
Grizzlies.
Well, Calix Lemp has committed to the Air Force Academy. And this is a young man who was injured his entire sophomore year.
Correct. First play of the season, he injured his ankle.
Yeah, so he has committed to the Air Force Academy, and he's had a terrific career. Calix Lemp here in Wadsworth and a leader on this team.
There's a big play early in this game, Mike, with less than 2 minutes to go. There we see Calix's career numbers.
I mean, just impressive numbers, and again, he missed his entire sophomore season.
Yeah, and he's already in the top 10 in receptions and yards, and he's the #1 yards per catch in Grizzly history.
Yeah, and not only that, he plays both sides of the ball. You saw his numbers there defensively. So Bryson Hall under center. We haven't seen this before. Power backfield. Give us the Madigan, and it will be good enough for a first down. That was a new look, Kirk Gray, by this Grizzly offense.
The inverted bone. We see Jake Ernest on taking an offensive snap. Jude Holler was in there. And we go under center, which we don't see very often. So the Grizzlies reset, first down on the 37-yard line.
Another big defensive end there for the Tigers is number 9, Jeremiah Chapman, 6'3", 225 junior. He is wrecking havoc on the right side of that Grizzly offense. Hall looking. He's got a wide open.
He's got Luke Maddox.
Luke Maddox to the 20.
Yes, high-step him. Luke Maddox! Ladies and gentlemen, that's touchdown number 1 on the board for Luke Maddox. Big number 4. What a strike from the 37-yard line all the way to the end zone. High-stepping it, Luke Maddox.
63-yard touchdown pass by the sophomore Bryson Hall to the senior, Luke Maddox.
And this is exactly what we needed, Mike, to come out here and tell little brother across the field there. And I'm sorry, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this is what we needed to do. We try to make a statement against them, and let's see if they can respond. Let's see if Twinsburg says, you know what, we're in this fight, and see what happens. But this is exactly what the Grizzlies needed to do. J.D.
Okuma on the coverage for the Tigers. And, again, we're going to go for 2 here with 57 seconds left here in the first quarter. Hall in the shotgun, familiar. Lemp in motion.
Block on the edge by Cooper. Can he get in? He did. That's going to be a 2-point conversion for Calix Lemp. Big block on the edge by Cooper, and Calix went right underneath him, secured the 2, and the Grizzlies 14-0, Mike. Look right here.
We'll see Lemp in motion. It's not something we see a lot, but there's a great block by Cooper Gray. And, Ruffin comes in and makes a nice play, and it's close, but Lemp would not be denied, and the Grizzlies convert on the 2-point conversion lead at 14-0.
I tell you, I'm impressed with Ruffin. I want to say that. I'm a football guy. When I see a play, I see a play. And that kid's been everywhere tonight. So give it up to Ruffin, number 1 for Twinsburg. But I tell you what, Calix was going in. He was going to have to crawl over Ruffin, what he was going to do, but he got that 2-point conversion. And guess what? The Grizzlies are starting to feel it a little bit, Mike. When we get a couple scores, and you can tell, it's business. I told you they got off the bus tonight, and there were no smiles. So let's see how Twinsburg can respond.
Yeah, Twinsburg offensively, they've moved the ball between the 20s. The Grizzlies defense has not, they bent, but they have not broken.
Back deep to return the kick is number 15.
So this is the third kickoff of the quarter for Jack, and we've had inside the 5 and in the end zone. So let's see what they decide to do.
Okuma and Ruffin back deep for the Tigers. Ruffin is going to be one tired Tiger at the end of this football game.
I'll tell you what, in this first quarter, he has been laying it on the line. I like the way that kid plays the game.
McNeil gets it in the air.
Down to the goal line.
Field at the goal line. He'll bring it out.
This is going to be trouble.
And nice job by the coverage team. Twinsburg will get it. I think they'll take over about the 22-yard line for Dylan Fantone and the Tigers. And I've been impressed with the way Twinsburg has been able to move the ball between the tackles. We'll see if the Grizzlies have made an adjustment here. And to stop that run.
I know Coach Probst, he's constantly thinking about, okay, what are we going to have to do? What are they doing up front? Certainly they got size. But we don't have, we're not a detriment of size, but they've got some good size that they're outflanking us right now. We're going to see what adjustment Coach Probst makes. Coach Miller on the defensive line is telling his guys to change some things up. And let's see what we got here on this third series for Twinsburg.
1st and 10, Fantone will give to number 7. That is Kinesland.
Lucas Kinesland, the ball carrier.
It looks like we went on that play, we went to a little bit more gap scheme. Instead of letting them get their hands on us and shielding us from that. And you can see short gain. I didn't think he quite got 2 yards. Looks like 1.5. A little bit of an adjustment there for the Grizzlies. Let's see how it works for us on this. Clock's running down, Mike. I don't know if we'll see another play this quarter.
So Fantone comes out with a 3-by-1 set, 3 receivers to the near side. Kleinsen off the right side, lowers his head, lowers his shoulder.
Oh, my.
I heard that hit all the way up here. That's Gavin Madigan on the stick.
Of course it is.
Kinesland just took all of the Army recruit.
Be the best
Gavin
you can
Madigan.
be, Mike. Be the best you can be. Gavin Madigan just stuck that, and we're going to have a 3rd and 6 when the second quarter picks up.
So the Wadsworth D shuts out the Tiger-O in the opening quarter of this Suburban League showdown of 2 unbeaten teams. Yeah. It's been a lot of football. Ruffin, I'm impressed with the young man.
Yeah.
He's flying to the football. He's playing both sides.
He's done a lot. He's done a lot in this game so far. And like I said, I like the way he has stood out for Twinsburg thus far. Fantone's made some nice throws. Their running back's not bad either. He's gained some yards for him. He's got to be, like you said, he's got to be approaching 30 yards. He might have 8 or 9 carries in that first quarter. So it's interesting to see, and we said this earlier, what is Twinsburg going to try to do? Last week they threw it all over the place against Stowe. Only had about 80, 90 yards rushing, didn't have to rush the ball. But in this game they've come out and they've really tried to establish the run, and they have established the run thus far against the Grizzlies. They got a 3rd and about 6, a long 5 to start the second quarter. And Mike, that first quarter went by pretty quick.
It did. When you run the ball, you keep the clock running. That's what Twinsburg wants, though. But they also want to have points on the board. And right now they're being shut out 14-0. The Grizzlies have won 20 of their last 21 regular season games against opponents from Ohio. And we'll get to that in just a moment, as here we have Fantone looking to near sideline. Catch is made, good enough for a first down by Sam Collins. Yeah. Collins is that transfer from Nordonia.
By number 32, Will Reese.
Last week against Stowe, 6 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown.
For another Tiger first down.
Fantone, 3-by-1 offensive set. Handoff, bounces it to the outside. Tackle made there by number 32. That is Will Reese again.
Lucas Kinesland, the ball carrier.
That was an interesting, the Grizzlies, that he got to the edge like that.
Well, it almost looks like Kinesland is reading that block and then trying to decide, do I bounce right or bounce left? So it's almost like a zone run, if you will, for Kinesland. And Wadsworth doing a nice job of blocking things defensively up the middle. Kinesland just bouncing it outside. Kinesland again, same play.
Yeah, same play.
And so Twinsburg offense sealing that defensive line to the inside. Kinesland with a big pickup and another first down for this Tiger offense.
Yeah, he got about 15 yards on those last two carries. And I guess what I'm surprised with in seeing that, Mike, is their ability to get to the edge. Because, Twinsburg's going foot to foot in their splits.
Three receivers to the left side.
Tight end on this side.
Tight end on this side. Tight end is Jack Buskelli. Fantone throwing backside across his body. Catch is made. Dangerous throw, but a nice catch.
Yeah, he was covered up, but he was able to hold on to it.
Yeah, that's Okuma. 5'10", 160-pound senior.
Well, they're going to give him a generous spot at the 40. That may be where he jumped, but I don't know that's where he came down with the catch. But second and a long 4.
Jaden Rode checking in on that left slot on the top of your screen for the Tigers. Grizzly defense has been on the field a lot here in the first half.
Got us moving around quite a bit. Fantone back to pass again.
Fantone got a man left side, overthrows it. On the coverage is Tommy Hahn, roughing the intended receiver.
Again, Tommy with just some lockdown coverage on that. That was very, very good on his part. He's sticking with his man, keeping his eyes on the man, not in the backfield, and that was very impressive.
Nathan Shipley will check in on that right defensive side for the Grizzlies.
And that was roughing again.
3rd down and 4 now for the Tigers. Money down for this Grizzly defense.
Bend but don't break. Let's see what we got right here, Mike.
Well, you got to think this is 2-down territory for the Tigers. Fantone will give it up the middle, and just keeping his feet moving is Kinesland. I beg your pardon, that is number 21, Kyle Anello.
Yeah.
So Anello enough for a first down in. Twinsburg driving here. Ball is at the Grizzly 36-yard line.
Yeah, they're really going foot to foot in their splits. They're just walling that offensive line up and just letting the back, choose his opening. And when he chooses right, there's some space going to the edge.
This is number 33. That's Zach Schobert on the carry for a first down. And Twinsburg doing a nice job of bouncing the ball outside and sealing that Grizzly defense, Kirk.
Yeah, there was that's 3 plays we've seen on this drive where they're able to hit that short edge very quickly. And the Grizzlies just don't have anybody there in whatever their formation is. There's just no one there. And they've had some ease in getting to that short corner.
Talking with Coach Salter before the game about Fantone, he talked about his confidence and his football IQ. He's just playing a much smarter game as this is Schobert again.
Number 33.
Yeah, and what you see the Tigers doing at this point, they've got fresh legs in the backfield now. They're running Schobert, they're running Anello, they're running Kinesland, so they got fresh guys in the backfield.
Grady Hughes going in. Hahn coming to the sideline. Not sure what that's about.
2nd down and 7.
Grady Hughes, keep an eye on that. He's lined up 1 against Ruffin over there on the top side.
Sam Collins on the near side. He's split all the way to the right.
If I'm Coach Salter, I'm calling Ruffin's number on this and see if Grady can stick with him.
Fantone looking. Corner of the end zone. Ozuma, it's intercepted. Intercepted.
Madigan just decides to take a knee. He had some space, but he elected otherwise. But again, keep Twinsburg off the board. High IQ play, Mike.
That is a high IQ play by the Army recruit, Gavin Madigan. And you'll see Fantone, he's going for Okuma, and the coverage is there, and he just underthrows it.
Yeah, he underthrew it. But I tell you what, if he does throw it, Will Reese was in his pocket. And, I just want to say that was probably smart. Gavin could break it out. You don't know what's going to happen, but he said, you know what, I'm going to take a knee here. I'm not going to risk anything. We just got a possession from them. Let's see if we can break something open here offensively. We're backed up on our 20.
Here are the Grizzlies now. leading it 14-0. Bryson Hall with Cooper Gray to his right hip. Hall will
Ducks.
give to Gray. He's got room in front of him to the 25. Cuts it back out of bounds at about the 28-yard line.
They're going to mark him out at the
26. 27-yard line. That's a good gain on first down. Brings up 2nd down and 3 for this Grizzly offense.
A lot of playbook on 2nd and short.
Schmelzer and Lemp to the right side.
That was a great play by that outside defender for Twinsburg, because if he doesn't get to that edge, we may be talking about another score in the book. Bryson
Hall looking, throwing, right side. Got a man.
Bryson Hall's
Nope.
Incomplete.
No.
Pass was intended for Schmelzer.
incomplete.
Yeah, Schmelzer went to his back on that play. Couldn't come down with it. Good throw by Bryson from the near side hash all the way across the field. All right, 3rd and short. Gavin comes in. Need a little bit of thunder in the backfield.
2-by-1 with Madigan in the backfield. Give us to Madigan off the right side. Madigan powers forward. Still powering forward and will be stopped short of the first down.
Looks like he's going to be a little bit short.
Maybe a yard short, yard and a half maybe.
Let's see where the man right there on top. Let's see where he marks it. They're saying a first down.
They're going to move the chains. Coach Salter not happy.
Not happy with that spot at all. Yeah, they gave him the full 3 on that, Mike. That was a generous spot. We'll take it.
So they marked it. The nose of the football is at the 30. 1st and 10 now for the Grizzlies. Cooper Gray in the backfield. Give us to Gray. Cuts it left side, then turns back up the middle.
Cooper Gray, the ball carrier.
On the stop there for the Tigers.
Looks like they're going to give him
number 9.
2, 3.
Yeah. Tigers, number 9,
Jeremiah Chapman on the stop.
Been tough sledding up in the middle of that
2nd down and 7.
Twinsburg defense. They got that those 2 big defensive tackles.
And a big defensive end. Chapman 6'3", 225.
Yeah.
And he's another two-way player. We talk about Kirk Twinsburg, 6'7", two-way players?
Yeah, and the Tigers called timeout right there. Again, I'm not sure what Coach Salter didn't see that he didn't like, but it's going to be 2nd and 7.
That winning ticket number at the end of the 3rd quarter.
And the Grizzlies just seem a little bit out of sync a little bit. And I know that's tough to say. You say, whoa, you got two explosive plays, some big plays, but just our routine offense just seems a little bit out of sync.
Well, a lot of it might have to do with, Wadsworth not having school today. The kids are out of their regular routine.
Yeah.
And so it might take them a quarter and a half to get the juices rolling again. But let's give credit to Twinsburg because they have played very well on both sides of the ball.
They really have.
Despite being down 14-0 and talking with Coach Salter last night, that was his fear, is our guys getting behind his secondary.
Right, and that's what's happened. It looks like, on that they lined up on that last play. They got 4 down linemen. They got 4 linebackers in the box. Maybe he's chosen, we're not going to let these guys run loose on us. Now, we've got a light box right here. 4x1 in the box. Okay, they slide somebody else in. We'll see what we do here on 2nd and long.
Lemp will go in motion away. Hall looking, got a man right over the middle, and a big stick there made by number 4.
Schmelzer. I tell you what, he's tough as wet leather. He took a lick, and are they going to give it to him? No, they're going to say 3rd and about half a yard.
Rob Herndon on the stop, and Herndon is typically a two-way player for the Tigers. He's also a wide receiver, but you see he's got that right arm wrapped up. So defense it is for Rob Herndon, the 6'2", 165-pound senior.
Just grinding out these first downs right now, Mike. Let's see.
1st and 10 for the Grizzlies, and a great play there by number 48. I beg your pardon, that's number 40.
Ooh, that's going to be a loss of 4. Boy, he got off the snap in a hurry.
Noah Maxwell.
Wow.
Maxwell, 6'2", 255.
4-yard loss.
Yeah, you're right, Kirk. He got up the ball quickly, got into the backfield. So a loss of 4, 2nd and 14.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he came from. We didn't get a chance to run that back, but boy, he came through there.
But he's
untouched.
He's lined up at right tackle. Lemp again in motion. This time Hall is going deep. Maddox is open, and there should be pass interference.
Yeah, there was a hole.
Yep, there was a hole as Maddox sprinted past Okuma. On the coverage was Caden Reed, I beg your pardon, Caden Reed.
Number 6, it looked like.
Defensive holding the call against the Tigers.
So we're still going to be behind the sticks, though, Mike. That's not going to be a first down.
That's going to be a 10-yard penalty.
So we'll have 3rd and 4.
Second and 4.
I'm sorry, second
down and 4.
Opens up the playbook a little bit more here, but we'll see what Twinsburg brings. Twinsburg with 1 sack on the evening against this Grizzly offense. 5:43 remaining.
Got the pistol.
Hall this time will give to Gray up the middle. Gray
there he is.
Busted to the left side across the 45 to the 44-yard line of the Tigers. Good enough for a first down.
Pick up of about 10. Found a nice seam there, Mike.
Yeah, the running game starting to get going now for the Grizzlies with 5:30 remaining. If you're just joining us, Mike Elkins and Kirk Gray on WCTV. Both Wadsworth and Twinsburg unbeaten at 4-0. Suburban League National Conference matchup. Hall this time looking right, drops, screen, pass to the left side, and intended for Cooper. Gray falls incomplete.
Did not have enough on it, didn't quite get there. Cooper got held up in the wash there on the line, but he had a couple. Yeah, may have been tripped up, and they had some people floating with him. Second and long, Mike.
Second down, 10 now for this Grizzly offense. Take another look at it. Ball might have been tipped. Yeah, it was there.
It was
that's
tipped.
Number 9. I mean, that's Jeremiah Chapman. We were just talking about Jeremiah. 6'3" off the edge. 2-by-2 now for the Grizzlies. Hall looking, being pressured. Throws underneath.
That was a busted play, Mike.
Bryson Hall's pass intended for number 7.
Lemp, the intended receiver, but Kirk, you're correct. I think that was a busted play.
Bryson's reaction just off the snap just looked like it was a cross-up. So good for him to maintain his composure and roll out and just throw it into the ground, and we'll move on to the next play. I'll tell you, points are a premium here, Mike. We know what Twinsburg has done at halftime and in the second half of a couple games. So trying to get some more points on the board with 5 minutes to go is going to be big for the Grizzlies.
Colton Levitt now in motion in the H-back. Here is Hall.
Rolling to his right.
He's got a man that's Lemp wide open at the sticks. He'll catch it. Good enough for a first down.
Pick up of 12.
I mean, he does such a great job running his routes, planting, and it's a deep out. And Hall hits him where the ball needs to be. Good enough for a first down. Stops the clock with 4:58 remaining.
And this is an aspect of the game we wanted to see too. Coach Salter says you'll rotate a lot of guys in on their defense, but they got a lot of big guys up front. Some of them go both ways, and our offense is going to lean on them here a little bit. Let's see if we can't get Gavin cranked up. I don't think he's had a carry yet, has he?
He has had a couple of carries, and Twinsburg looks a little confused defensively, and they've got to take another timeout. That is their second of the half.
Mike, that's their last timeout.
Tigers, timeout.
That was their third timeout.
You are correct.
They took the early one, and then he took that one where I was wondering why he took an ill-advised timeout there, and so that would be his third one. So you're saying Gavin does have 2 carries. Cooper's got 5. So, the running game, we got 7 carries by our 2 all-state running backs that are averaging quite a bit more than that.
Yeah, so that's where you've got to tip your hat to Twinsburg and their preparation. But we know that both of these teams, Kirk, are really good at making adjustments at halftime.
That's right, yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see what each of these head coaches, Coach Salt, and by the way, both guys have great respect for one another.
They do.
So it'll be interesting to see how both of these teams come out in the second half. And Twinsburg has been battle-tested, as we talked about it earlier, with a 1-point victory over Boardman, and then an overtime, 1-point overtime victory over the Greenmen a couple of weeks ago. Here we go, 1st and 10, ball at the 33-yard line.
Here's Gavin.
Give is to Madigan up the middle. Madigan powering forward for a gain of about
5
or
7.
6. Yeah,
Might be 6.
Okay.
Brought down the play by number 9, Jeremiah
They're going to
Chapman.
mark the ball on the 28-yard line, so that's going to be a pickup of 5.
5-yard gain, 2nd down and 5.
So Madigan will stay in the backfield. McNeil on the top of your screen. Schmelzer just to the lower part on the left of your screen. Luke Maddox wide left.
Bryson surveys. There's the snap.
Hall
Play
is
action,
going
play action to
to.
Gavin. He turns back.
Looks
He's got
like-
him. Out of bounds.
And one of the things that you see out of the sophomore quarterback that is impressive for a kid is he's checking down. I mean, you see he's got his primary route, his check down route. He's going 2, 3, 4. I got to get rid of the ball.
That was his third look on that play. I mean, he looked back to his left, and then he went back to his right. He's got some good – he's getting some good time up front. We talked about those guys up front earlier. They're giving him some good time. 3rd and about 5.
3rd and 5 now for Hall.
We need to see if we can do something here. Plays coming in, under 10 seconds on the play clock. Justin's going to call timeout.
Yeah, we're going to call a timeout. I don't see Calix Lemp on the field.
No, he is not. And Gavin
Timeout, Wadsworth.
had 3 or 4 plays in there, a couple carries. He just shuffled out, and Cooper went back in. Yeah, I don't see Calix down there. After he made that catch, he's come off. And I don't know if that's just, situational, rotational, certain packages maybe. But certainly we want our best weapon in the passing game on the field. We'll see. Justin saw something there. Coach Todd saw something. He let that clock run down and then decided to take a timeout.
Yeah,
We're just under 4 minutes.
I see Calix in the huddle. He's fine. So coming out of the timeout will be 3rd and 5. Last week, Calix with an 89-yard touchdown reception, the longest in Wadsworth football history. Yeah.
Another thing we can't miss here is that our offense has been on the field now for 5-6 minutes, maybe more, giving our defense, who's been leaned on a little bit, time to rest, get their legs back underneath them, and that's going to help us overall. Let's see what we can do here. Cooper in the backfield behind Bryson in the pistol.
Hall looking over that Tiger defense, looks back to the sideline. High safety now for the Tigers. Hall looking to throw, pressured into double coverage, and incomplete. Pass was intended for Lemp, and the Tigers brought the coverage. Chapman there bringing the pressure.
I don't think Calix saw it. The ball fell close. See, if we get a replay here, it looked like the ball fell close, but Calix didn't pick it up. And his reaction when the ball fell close was kind of, where was it? We had 2 receivers in that area too, Mike. That looked like maybe a route combo error there.
We'll take another look at it as
here we go.
As the ball is in flight, and not sure Calix
just missed it.
May have lost it.
Yeah, it looks like it fell just by his feet. Like I said, we're still a little out of sync here offensively. He called another timeout. He's just not happy with the plays getting in, what we're running, what we're calling.
Wadsworth.
Yeah, Coach Todd, his arms crossed.
Grizzlies, timeout.
Not Grizzly-like in terms of execution offensively.
No, quite sluggish, getting the plays in and out.
So a little trivia question for you, Kurt.
Okay.
We talked about the longest touchdown pass in Wadsworth history last week against North Royalton, 89 yards.
Yep.
What was the previous longest touchdown pass?
I don't know who, but I do know it was 87 yards.
Yes.
Oh, I do know who. It was Christian Soleil. Is that correct?
Incorrect.
Oh, it was Josh. Josh Pasco to Davis Nye.
Yes.
Yeah, Jared was a big man up front.
Yeah, so Josh Pasco.
His twin brother, right, Josh.
And where are those two now?
They're both at Mount Union.
Yes, sir.
Both at Mount Union, yep. Playing for the Jared's on the football team. Josh is on the starts for the lacrosse team, and then Davis Nye obviously had some big minutes last week in their win versus Wheaton, I believe you told me.
I was at that game. Yeah, that was quite the game. Here we go, 4th down and 5 now for the Grizzlies coming out of the timeout. Limp in motion to the near side. Hall surveys, got a man. Oh, and it falls out in and out of the hands of McNeil.
Jack McNeil's going to turn over on downs. Wow, had him. Had him right there, hit him in the hands. Jack could not squeeze that in. Would have been enough for a first down by 3 or 4 yards. Mike, that's unfortunate.
So it kills the drive for the Grizzlies, and the Tigers will take over. Ball is on the 28-yard line. A lot of field in front of the Tigers here, and how big would it be if the Tigers could find the end zone and close it to 7 by halftime?
Well, that would be huge, Mike. That would be absolutely monumental for them. With the way we've had some explosive plays offensively, we just had a long drive. For them to get some points would be a big monumental task.
Fantone will want to stretch it outside, and a great play there by Jacob Ernest, the first time we've called his number tonight. And Kirk, you can see the adjustment right there defensively, how we're stringing that play out.
I tell you what, Mike, it's going to happen eventually, but big number 73 had Jaden Gross wrapped up right there on the edge. We won't get to see it here before they run another play, but, boy, they're lucky they didn't get called for holding. But that was a great play by Ernest, and we're starting to see what Twinsburg's trying to do up front, walling it off and maybe spilling that, and looks like we made some defensive adjustments here.
Loss of 2. Fantone back to throw, near side, got a man. Reception made there by number 13. That's Sam Collins.
Caught by Samuel
Bring up 3rd and about 4.
Ran out of bounds by number 32, Will Reeves.
Well, that's not a bad play because, he does get out of bounds, but remember, Twinsburg is out of timeouts. Mm-hmm. Take a look at Collins, the transfer out of Nordonia High School. And there's a lot of upside to this kid, according to Coach Salters. 3-by-1 now for the Tigers. Kleinsen off the left side.
Didn't get it, not even close.
He's short of the first down.
He's going to be about 3 yards short. They're marking him down at the 36 and a half, and he's got another yard and a half, 2 yards, 4th
Lucas
down.
Kingsland, the ball carrier.
You got to imagine he's going to go for it here with the success they've had in this short power running game.
Yeah, you got Kyle Anello just checked in for Kleinsen. So Anello now in the backfield.
It's 4th down.
It is a 2-by-2 set now for the Tigers, who have been pretty effective at running the ball, but 4th down and 1.
And they're going to the air.
Fantone.
Quick pass.
And
he got it.
He did get the first down. Nice.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first down.
Okuma on the reception, Lemp on the coverage. And that's a good play call by Coach Salter and the Tigers.
Well, he didn't get it by much from where they spotted that, Mike. I thought he had cleared the 40. But now they're trying to hurry up here with two minutes to go.
Clock continues to run.
Our defense wasn't set at all on that play.
Anello, the ball carrier. Jacob Ernest on the stop. Madigan putting his hat in there. Checking in now for the Grizzlies, 79, Nathan Shipley on the right side of that defensive line.
5-yard
gain. Our defense was slow to get set there. We're scrambling around a little bit. I don't like how much we're motioning. We're unset. And we've got a big hold here in the backfield they did not call. Whew. Hate to put on the stripes, Mike, but that was about as blatant as it gets.
Anello on the carry. On the stop for the Grizzlies is Brad Watson.
Clock still running, 3rd down, and they haven't crossed midfield yet.
And the Grizzlies will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. 3-by-1 for Dylan Fantone.
Minute and a half to go here in the half.
Anello still in the backfield. Fantone will give to Anello, and he is going to be stopped.
Wow. He might lose a yard.
Madigan and Watson on the stop.
He may have lost half a yard there, Mike. It was a great play by the human missile, Brad Watson.
And, you know, Kirk, those 2 timeouts that Wadsworth had to use because they were a little disorganized is haunting them right now.
Yeah, because we'd like to get the ball back here. Yeah, big hoss, Brad Watson jumped in there, and then Gavin just comes in there in a full speed. So we got 4th and 2 here. Let's see.
3-by-1. A little
right up the middle.
And
he didn't get it.
He did not get it.
He didn't get it.
That is Anello on the carry, and the Grizzly defense holds with 54 seconds left, and with such a high-powered offense, anything is possible. We saw a couple weeks ago against New Albany, 73 yards in 2 plays.
Yeah, and wow.
What do we have?
They're going to say that is an incredible spot. He was stopped.
Coach Todd, you can see the frustration on Coach Todd. He'll get a flag. We'll take another look at it if we could, if John's able to turn that back for us downstairs.
Wow, I immediately said he didn't get it, Mike. I didn't think he got much to the line of scrimmage, but it's not going to matter now because we've got a flag here, it looks like, on the sideline for the Grizzlies. But that spot was questionable. Let's see.
We'll take a look at it.
Does he get back to the 47? That was the line of scrimmage, was the 47. He sure doesn't get to the 49.
No, he got to the 48.
Yeah.
He did not get to the 49. Well, it's a moot point.
Looks like it's going to be.
Yeah, because there's a flag on Coach Todd. Now they're going to measure.
We have a sideline warning against the Grizzlies.
Now they just called a sideline warning.
Okay.
And they're going to give him the first down anyways.
That's going to be good enough for another.
That's a generous spot.
Very generous. That's a very generous spot. When we can see here by our video, he barely got to the 48. They put the ball down at the 49.
Now what will Coach Salter do to try and capitalize on that? 54 seconds left. Tigers down by 14.
Watch for the deep ball.
Ruffin, who's had a heck of a first half, is at the top of your screen, wide left. Tommy Hahn on the coverage.
Will Reese down here.
1st and 10 now. Ball at the 49-yard line of the Tigers.
Clock's running.
Fantone will look. Got plenty of time to throw. Being pressured now and lets it go. Lemp on the coverage. Okuma, the intended receiver.
There's going to be a hold on Twinsburg. I tell you, 13 gave up on the play, Mike. I hate to call a kid out, but he went down here and didn't look back to his quarterback and just kind of gave up. And that's where Fantone was looking.
I'm sorry, Collins was the intended receiver.
You could see Fantone looking down there, and 13 just kind of stopped.
Against the Tigers.
So holding against the Tigers, 1st and 20, 35 seconds remaining in this first half, and a lot of action.
Ball's going to be spotted on the 39.
First down and 20.
So as much as Twinsburg has been able to run the ball in spurts, we've locked down a little bit better on this series here. The Grizzlies have been bending but not breaking.
Fantone, he's got to put it in the air, a little bubble screen. Yeah. It's Ruffin on the left edge, puts his head down, good gain of about 8 yards.
That's going to be the last play of the half, Mike.
They might get one more off.
They're going to have to hurry, and they are. Our defense is not ready at all. We got folks walking around. We've got to do a better job of getting ready before the snap.
Fantone being pressured.
Oh, there's a block in the back. Dawson, you got a man deep. Oh, what a great play underneath.
And the pressure came on the right side. We're trying to get a number. Dawson Mendel bringing the pressure on the right side.
Got right in his face as he threw the ball.
So
Jude got underneath him. It looked like Jude Howler got underneath that throw and just knocked it down to the ground. 6 seconds to go. This is going to be somewhat of a Hail Mary type play, Mike. Oh, he's going to
just take a knee, and that will do it. The Grizzlies and the Tigers, both 4-0 coming into the Suburban League National Conference matchup, who will remain undefeated and in first place in the National Conference. Both teams adept at halftime adjustments. As you see Coach Salter, you got to wonder what's going through his mind. He's had a couple of what-ifs moments.
He has.
By his Tiger offense.
But I can imagine, Mike, he's going to go into the locker room and he's going to say, okay, guys, we've been here before. We're down, 2 weeks ago, we were down 13-0 to Aurora on the road. We've been here before. These are the things we're going to need to do. Now, let's see what happens. We're going to get the ball coming out, Wadsworth will. And again, as we said before, that first possession of the third period is a difference maker. If we're defensively, the Grizzlies got to stop them. Offensively, you've got to drive the ball and ultimately put points on the board. And we'll see what we're able to do after this halftime extravaganza.
All right, so Kirk and I will step away. Y'all enjoy the Tiger Marching Band, followed by the Grizzly Marching Band. We'll be back at the start of the third quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to welcome to the field, under the direction of Mr. Ryan Bonnets, the 2025 Twinsburg Marching Tiger Band. The band is led onto the field by Junior Drum Major John Blust and Senior Drum Major Brianna Williams. This evening's halftime show is all about songs that make you want to get up and dance. We open tonight's show with a 2000s hit by Robert Randolph and the Family Band, blending gospel, funk, and rock and roll. We hope you enjoy Ain't Nothing Wrong With That. Moving back in time, Cleveland natives the Daz Band had some big hits in the 1980s. This well-known song has been used in movies, TV, and video games. Watch our talented Tigerettes move to Let It Whip. Tiger Band favorite, Bruno Mars, is one of the world's biggest hitmakers. Winner of 11 Grammys to date, his songs are known to get people moving. This 2012 hit rocketed to #1 on the Billboard charts. This is Locked Out of Heaven. We close tonight's halftime show with one of the biggest electronic music groups of the last few decades, Daft Punk. This 2013 hit was Song of the Year and featured vocals from Pharrell Williams. We end our show with Get Lucky. Let's hear it for the 2025 Twinsburg Marching Tiger Band and drum majors Brianna Williams and John Bless. The band is under the direction of Mr. Ryan Bonnetts, Assistant Director Sam Gossett, Drill Team Advisor Miss Melanie Spencer, and the voice of the Tiger Band, John Himmel. Go Tigers! Now entering the field is the 2025-2026 Wadsworth Grizzlies Marching Band. Leading the band down the field are drum majors Aaron Casey, Gracie Gale, and Becca Nichols. The band is directed by Dana Heyer and assisted by Scott Cornwall. The percussion instructor is Ryan Louie, and the percussion arranger and tech is David Seltzer. Vanessa Lloyd and Jessica Thorson are the color guard instructors. Originally recorded by Gloria Jones in 1964 and covered again in 1981. Get ready to embrace the darker side of romance as the Wadsworth High School Marching Band presents our rendition of Soft Cell's iconic Tainted Love. A hit for Sheryl Crow in 2002. Soak Up the Sun is used as a metaphor for choosing to be happy and lighten up, even when things go wrong. We welcome the 8th grade band to perform Soak Up the Sun. Superstar Jennifer Lopez released this song as the lead single from her 2011 album Love and features Pitbull. The song became a global success, topping charts in 37 countries. Prepare to dance away as we play On the Floor.
Well, we welcome you back into the press box here at Art Wright Stadium. We'll take a look at the numbers here in the first half for the Tigers of Twinsburg High School. 97 yards on the ground, 57 through the air, a total of 154 yards for the Tigers offense, 11 first downs. They've been flagged 3 times for 25 yards. Grizzly defense have picked them off 1 time. Anello leads all rushers on that Twinsburg Tiger offense, 10 carries, 48 yards. Fantone is 11 of 17 for 57 yards and 1 touchdown. That touchdown occurring in the end zone. Luke Maddox touchdown reception there. Collins, the receiving leader for the Tigers, 4 catches for 24 yards. For Wadsworth, 26 yards on the ground, 142 through the air for a total of 168 yards for that Grizzly offense. Only 6 first downs. And so the Twinsburg Tigers have done a great job of controlling and managing the clock. They're just unable to get into the end zone. For the Grizzlies, rushing leader, Cooper Gray, 5 carries, 20 yards. Hall is 6 of 15, 142 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Calix Lemp leads all receivers, 3 receptions, 36 yards, and 1 touchdown. Kirk, if you're Coach Salters in the Twinsburg locker room, what are you telling your Tigers?
We've been here before. I said that to you earlier. They did a lot that they wanted to do. Admittedly, they came in here, they controlled the clock, like you said. We had a couple of plays that got some points on the board. We did have the 1 long drive, but other than that, they've really, really controlled our running game. Control's not even a strong enough word. They've virtually shut down our running game. Bryson's been effective throwing the ball around to a couple guys. I think all 4 of our starting receivers have a reception. So we moved the ball around in the air. Thought we were going to be able to run the ball a little bit more effectively coming into this, but certainly they have a game plan to stop our run. And I think Coach Salter said to them, guys, we have been here before, and that's a true statement. 2 weeks ago on the road at Aurora, they were down 13-0, and they came back and win that game in overtime.
Yeah, they've only given up 26 yards, and this is a football team in the Grizzlies that are averaging 203 yards per game on the ground. Your coach, Todd, what are you telling the Grizzlies?
Well, I think there's a number of things he wants them to focus on. We looked a little out of sorts at times. I mentioned that. Play calling, getting the plays in, defensively getting lined up a couple times. I thought we would go tempo. They want to go tempo, and it's catching our defense, wondering at times. I think Coach Todd said, look, guys, we're lucky to be up 14-0. Mm-hmm. We need to regroup right now. Shake these cobwebs out of your head because they certainly haven't looked like themselves so far in totality. We get the ball. Let's start over. Let's win this half. We got to win this half, and then we walk away.
When you look at a breakdown by quarters for the season, the Grizzlies are scoring 75 points in the first quarter, 69 in the second, 34. They've shut out every team they played in the third quarter. And, of course, we know in the first 4 games there had been a running clock in the second half. So it's important that Wadsworth, we're going to receive the ball here, get a good drive, and you want to get in the end zone and really make a statement for the rest of this football game. Yeah,
I think that makes a big statement. Getting the ball, driving the ball down the field, and putting it in the end zone. Ultimately putting it in the end zone, that's the statement we want to make. And then it's all uphill from that point for Twinsburg. And they have gone across midfield a couple times, but we've been able to stop them. So I think that's the order for the Grizzlies is get this ball, make good use of the possession, and put all the weight on the shoulders of the Tigers.
So kicking things off for the Tigers is number 17, Mason Berner. Back deep for the Grizzlies, Tommy Hahn, and I believe that is Will Reese.
They like to do some razzle-dazzle in their kickoffs. They broke out of the huddle. Sometimes they like to do that muddle huddle onside, but we're still susceptible to an onside here.
The second half underway.
Short kick.
Tommy Hahn will pick it up at about the 17-yard line and be stopped quickly by that Tiger return.
Yeah, Mike, that's
Tiger
why
kickoff team.
It's so important that you catch the ball in the air. Whether the up back catches that and just goes for try to get a quick 5 or the back guy's got to come up quickly and catch that on the run. You cannot let those balls hit the ground. You lose time. You lose time and you allow the defense to get up on top of you just like that. Tommy picked up the ball and and they were all over him. So here we go.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line as the Grizzlies start the third quarter. 2-by-2 set in the backfield is Gavin Madigan. Motion now to the near side. Hall looking to throw.
He's got the wheel
for Madigan, wide open and
caught.
caught.
Catch. What a wonderful catch. The ballerina, did he tiptoe that down or what? Excellent catch by Gavin.
A good play call. He floods the zone and just a wheel route, as Kirk had mentioned.
Twist his body, come down with his toes. Yeah, that's a great catch.
That's a great back shoulder throw by the sophomore quarterback, Bryson Hall.
Confusion by the Grizzlies in their motion and sets. Bryson's pushing him over to the left.
1st and 10. They'll give to Madigan. Madigan skips to the right side and a good gain.
That's going to be a 6-yard pickup. That was a really nice jump cut at the point of attack to get to his right. Now we're going a little bit of pace. Gavin steps out. Here comes Cooper. Ball's going to be marked at the 50 and a half.
Yeah, just short of the 49-yard line. Tiger territory. Schmelzer will go to the left side. On the near side is Calix Lemp. You see him at the bottom of your screen. 2nd down and 4 now. Give to Cooper Gray up the middle. A gain of about 3. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, he's brought down very quickly. Number 9, it looked like 9-8 on the top side, just crashed hard and wrapped up Cooper's ankles on that, or that's a big gain, Mike.
Yeah, that's Ball Bueller on the stop there for the Tigers. Big 3rd down and 1 for the Tiger defense. Can they get off the field and force the Grizzlies perhaps into a punt? Give is to Gray off the left side. He cuts it back, spins,
He's still trying to stay on his feet. Oh!
Good enough for a 1st down.
Pickup of about 6. Wow, he was one ankle catch from going, and they're rotating him and Gavin very quickly.
Yeah, the Grizzlies are definitely going tempo, as Kirk had just mentioned just a moment ago. 2 receivers to the top of your screen. 4-3 set for that Tiger defense.
Yeah,
Hall
the Tigers
looking
have gone into
right
the box.
side, and Lemp got to the sideline, then he cut back inside, and Hall released the ball. And Lemp was going to adjust his route, and he had space.
Yeah, he did. He did have some space there.
2nd down and 10 now for this Grizzly offense. Lemp again to the bottom of your screen.
Heavy box for the Tigers again. 7 guys in the box.
Hall is going to roll to his left. Looking, squares his shoulders, got a man on the sideline, incomplete.
That's a catch. Oh, they're going to wipe him out. What a great catch by Kyle, but they're going to wave him out.
Rob Herndon on the coverage for the Tigers there in the secondary.
3rd down and 10.
3rd and 10 for the Grizzlies.
McNeil, Lemp, Schmelzer on the near side. Schmelzer now going to work his way to the left side. And
still a lot of questions in our offense. Kyle's asking a lot of questions about where he's supposed to line up. This is still just looks a little clunky right now, Mike.
Schmelzer now in motion. Here's Hall. Pressure coming. Good pocket. Ball
Calix
up in the air. Lemp. Ball's underthrown. Lemp cannot haul it in.
Boy, Calix was right there. He had tracked the ball, came back underneath the defender, and just could not bring it all the way down. 4th and 10.
It looked like Jaden Rode on the coverage.
Watch a quick kick here, Mike.
4th down and 10. Ball at the Tiger 41-yard line.
We might go into a quick kick formation here.
Bryson Hall obviously has done this a number of times last year, and he'll drop back.
Ooh,
nice kick.
He got too much of it, Mike. Got too much of it. Check up. Oh.
So the kick will go to the end zone, and the Tigers will take over. Well, Wadsworth.
Yeah, about a 41-yard kick, net 21. I mean, they're going to bring it out to the 20. So,
not the way that Coach Todd and the Grizzlies wanted to start this third quarter. Defense back on the field. We'll see what Coach Charles Salter, the adjustments that he's made at halftime in the backfield now for the Tigers is 33, Sorbert.
I liked a few things I saw on that offensive series, but there's still some confusion getting lined up.
Sorbert off the right side, stretching that defense for a gain of about maybe 3. They might give him 4.
Yeah, they're going to give him a strong 3, it looks like. Now, see, from my coaching vantage point, they're going to give him 4 just because it looks like. But, they're running a stretch there. I don't know that plays into our hands a little bit better than just running right behind these big guys straight at us.
Trips to the left side. Give this time to the running back. That looks like it's Schobert again.
And it's going to be 3rd. They're going to give him 3 or 4 on that one.
And Kirk, that's what they did in the first half.
Yeah.
3, 4 per carry and run the clock down. And again, I think
shortening the game.
Yeah, shortening the game, and Twinsburg thinks that if it's a close game, it might play into their advantage. Here we go. We got 2 receivers to the left side. Fantone again in the shotgun. Schobert in the backfield behind him in the pistol. 3rd down and 2 for this Tiger offense. First possession of the 3rd quarter. Schobert again. He's going to be stopped short of the first down.
He's short. He's going to be at least a yard short. It depends on where they spot it. We've had some creative spots tonight, but he never got to the 30, so I don't even think that's going to be close.
The side judge is going to put it just outside the 30. That is 4th and less than a football.
Wow. I tell you what, I think we can all agree up here in the box right now that they just gave him the first down, Mike. The spots that we've seen in this game thus far have left a lot to be desired. I didn't think he got much past the line of scrimmage. They gave him a full 2 yards.
First down and 10 from the Tiger 30-yard line. Gives off to the left side. That's Schobert again. He's going to be wrapped up by a host of Grizzlies.
He didn't even get back to the 30.
Gavin Madigan first on the stop. There by also stopped by Jacob Ernest.
That's going to be a loss of about, wow. They put the ball right back where it was, just a nose on the 30. But I tell you what, let's focus on what's good about this game, and that Grizzly defense was raw all over that running play right there.
Yeah, they did a nice job of containing that, keeping him from bouncing it to the outside and getting any positive yardage on that play. Fantone.
4 straight runs, Mike.
With 2 receivers to his left and to his right. Schobert in the backfield.
Rolling to his right.
Fantone going to let it go. Got a man on the far sideline. That is Collins.
Good catch. Pickup of about 8.
Ran out of bounds by number 32, Will.
Collins with a good route. That is almost a comeback route.
Yeah. That was a good route, good catch. Coverage was right there on his hip. The ball was to the outside where it needed to be for the receiver to be able to make that catch and not have the defense threaten it. But now we've got 3rd and a long 2. We know what we expect. Let's see what they do. Right up the middle.
Right up the middle, the run.
He did not get to the line of scrimmage. Wow, second effort.
He kept going, and that is Kyle Anello.
Wow, great second effort because he was stopped short of the 40.
Anello, the ball carrier.
I got to tell you, these running backs, Kunio Kuma is the running back coach for the Tigers. You got to tip your hat to him because these backs refuse to go down.
Yeah. They are running hard. They're running behind that big wall, that big offensive line, which has been pretty impressive so far, Mike. I mean, they're big, but you know what? They're continuing to lean on our defensive line and giving them 3 or 4 yards a pop.
Fantone will throw, play action.
Ball's been batted.
Now that's the first time I believe we've seen play action pass tonight out of this Tiger offense, Kirk.
Yeah, I would agree, Mike. They've been setting that up, I'd have to imagine. But that is the first time we saw that play action, and somebody over there on that far side got their hands up. Let's see if we can see here.
Might have been right there. That's Jacob Ernest. So 2nd down and 10. Handoff, Schobert.
Wow.
Stop.
What a lick.
Stick made on the play by Gavin Madigan, the All-Ohioan.
Yeah, of course it was.
Gavin Madigan.
3rd and long. Now, this is where we want them. This is where we've had success against them tonight, Mike, is when they've gotten in these 3rd and long situations.
2 All-Ohioans right there, folks. Number 2, number 7, Calix Lemp. Number 7, Gavin Madigan. Number 2, 3rd down and 9 for this Grizzly defense.
This is a big play for the Grizzly defense right here, Mike.
Fantone in the backfield with him. Looks like it's number 7. That's Lucas Kinesland, who had a great first half for the Tigers running the football. Fantone throw
pass.
right outside on the sideline, caught.
They'll give him a few, but I'm not sure where they're going to mark that out. They're going to mark it out at the 48.
Yeah, 48-yard line.
4th and 5. 4th and a long 5.
Well,
Let's see what they do here.
Coach Salter is going to call out the punt team, and you got to be
watch the fake.
Wary of a fake punt, Kirk.
We're thinking along the same lines, Mike. We've only been together for 3 calls here now, and we're thinking the same way. You got to be wary of the fake midfield, a tight ball game, and he said he's going to pull out the stops. So Grizzlies do have 2 deep. Looks like we're going to try and set something up. They got too many men on the field.
Nope,
Yep,
it's
there's
a fake
the fake
punt.
And it's picked. Oh!
What a play there by 21, Jude Holler.
Jude Holler. You know, he did the right thing. He couldn't get his hands on it. He just make sure he got that on the ground. But the Grizzlies are going to get the ball on the Twinsburg 48-yard line.
Well, they certainly...
We called it, Mike.
Well, we called it, but watch Ruffin. He goes in motion. He's like, I'm confused. He acts like he's coming off the field, to your point.
Yeah,
they have too many guys, and the fake punt falls
Boy, Jude
empty.
almost had that. That was a really, really headsy play. Great pass by number 21. He put that right where it had to be. I thought Ruffin was an extra man. You know, they got me fooled up here, Mike.
Jude Holler with a great play. 1st down and 10 for the Grizzlies at the Tiger 49-yard line, 5:22 remaining. Give is to Cooper Gray up the middle, driving his feet.
Wow, that's a big 12-yard pickup, it looks like. Just kept running up. We're going tempo now.
High tempo. 2 by 1. Cooper Gray in the pistol behind Hall. Gray again up the middle. Gray to the 25. Cuts back to the inside. Caught from behind. Down to the 18-yard line.
That's 16 more. They're just grinding them now. Look at the pace. Look at the pace. 16.
Cooper Gray in the backfield again. 3 receivers to the right side. 1 to the top of your screen.
Do
Gray
it again.
to give. Up
Cooper
the middle.
up the middle.
And this
just driving the pile. Look at that offensive line right there. That's another pickup of 8, 7.
Will Coach Salters call a timeout as the Grizzlies are trying to gas the Tiger defense.
They're on their heels. They're on their heels.
Madigan in the backfield.
That's what we need.
Legs.
Cooper's out. Here comes Gavin. Hit him with the thunder. Hit him with the thunder, Gavin.
To the right.
Look at that spin.
Spins.
Get in there, Gavin. Down.
Inside the 5-yard line is Madigan.
1st and goal from the 4, Mike. This is Grizzly football right here. We hit him with some lightning, bam! And then all of a sudden, here comes Gavin with the thunder, and we're inside the 5.
Back to the line of scrimmage again. Madigan in the backfield, lamp slot to the left.
Nothing
Give
fancy.
us to Madigan,
Nothing
left side
fancy.
off the edge.
Touchdown, Gavin! Gavin Madigan right there. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the thunder of Gavin Madigan.
That play, that series set up by Lightning. Cooper Gray brought home by Thunder, Gavin Madigan. A great job on the offensive line. You know they were challenged, Kirk. And they did a great job creating running lanes for the Grizzly All-Ohioans.
I tell you what, JJ, Aiden, Merritt Fortner, Carter, and Scritt over here just leaned on that defense. They were challenged as men, as young men in that locker room. Yes, Jack.
Meltzer with a good hold, and Jack McNeil splits the uprights 21-0, and that is a huge score for the Grizzlies.
Look, big Coach Steiner, he got in their face. He got in their face in that halftime, and he challenged them, and you could see on that series right there, we started leaning on them. We went to the tempo that you and I both talked about early on in the second half, got tempo, got them on their heels a little bit. I agree with you. I'm surprised Coach Salters didn't call a timeout when Cooper picked up that second 1st down, but he elected not to, and they were running people on and off, and that's what we needed to do. That's exactly what we needed to do. Wipe that first series off the board, and Gavin, he's a little gassed. He's been playing both ways. He had some big hits on that series to stop them, but Thunder and Lightning, like you said, complimentary football.
Well, that's a young man that he knows how to score, and he was not going to be denied the end zone here at Art Wright Stadium, the historic Art Wright Stadium. Gavin Madigan, a 4-year starter for this Grizzly football team. And I tell you what.
3-year captain.
3-year captain. When he and Lemp stepped on this field as freshmen, you knew they were special.
Yes. Him. And we're gonna see the same thing with Jude and with Bryson. They've come up, they've played a lot as a freshman, and now they're sophomore year, so.
J.D. Akuma along with RJ.
Akuma back deep for the Tigers. Ruffin back also.
The kick. Jack is driving that kick down to about the 3, and yep, here he comes.
He'll be stopped at the 23, 24-yard line, so here come the Tiger offense.
Okay, 4 minutes to go. Another quick quarter, Mike. We're 4 minutes to go here in this third quarter already. When you look at it, it's just past 8:30. This game is going by quickly. A lot of running. Twinsburg wanted to slow this game down and let this clock run, but now we might have to see them do a little something different. Yeah,
you're going to have to throw the football if you're Twinsburg now. Wadsworth has shown the ability to bend but not break against this Tiger run. Fantone with a 2x2 set now. They're going to run it up the middle and going to be stopped. Dawson Mendel in there with a big stop.
Their offensive line now seems
Jude Holler also
to be taking some breaths. Big number 79 is really struggling. He's got his hands on his hips, and that's indicative of an offensive line starting to get tired. That first play, you come out on first down, and we were able to get a tackle for a loss. That has not happened tonight in the run game. Their offensive line is getting a little bit tired. Let's see what happens. See if they can regain their legs.
Kyle Anello in the backfield behind Fantone. Fantone now he's got to throw. 2nd and 11. Pumps.
He's in trouble.
Pulls it down.
Make him move. That's it.
Over the middle. Pass is caught. Pass is caught there by number 15, Okuma.
Wow, great play.
And
there is an badly injured Tiger on the far side.
I mean, Fantone with a great scramble to find Okuma.
That was a great scramble drill by Okuma. And to keep going yards after the catch. I mean, we had a couple shots at him and missed on that. We moved him off his spot, which is what we wanted to do, Fantone. But he completed a nice pass across the middle to give them much-needed breathing room. They're back out the midfield, Mike. That doesn't look good over there.
We don't have a number. Personal foul. There is a penalty on the play against the Grizzlies.
Blindside block call against the Grizzlies.
Well, I'm not quite sure about that. We're on defense. There's not a lot of blindside blocking going on by our defense, but they're going to say that we hit somebody unprotected, obviously. And Coach Todd's asking that same question.
We'll take a look at it here as John rolls things back for us downstairs. And again, Fantone, I mean, you can see he's got his eyes on a target.
We're not going to be able to see it, Mike.
And he's flushed out of the pocket and does a nice job. A little bit of a Bernie Kosar throw there, sidearm.
He's already on the ground. I'm not sure what happened over there. Which is interesting because there wasn't a flag thrown until after the play. 13. Wow.
Yeah, that's Collins.
That could be an impact.
Collins, one of the favorite targets for Fantone, but ends up in a first down for the Tiger offense.
Yeah, I'm getting word up here, Mike, that no one really saw what that happened. It looked like he just went down. I didn't really see anybody in that area either. They called a blindside block on the defense, which I'm not quite sure how that works.
So you've got the yardage and the reception, then the penalty.
Yeah. Wow. All the way down to 37.
A big gain for the Tiger offense down to the Grizzly 37-yard line.
Down to the Wadsworth 37-yard line.
Okay.
So Dylan Fantone.
He's down one of his big-time offensive threats.
Yeah, he's looking to get the Tigers into the end zone. Fantone will give up the middle. That is Schobert. And a nice job by the D of the Grizzlies there. Gavin Madigan again on the stop. Calix Lemp.
They got a lineman down.
By a host of Grizzlies led by number 55.
Oh, that's 73. That is the man on their offensive line. Hate to see that. He is a talented player.
Yeah.
Eno.
Yeah, Ellery
Giho.
And he is a guy that's getting Division I looks, multiple Division I looks. He's a senior. Returning starter, 6'3", 290.
I was down there on the field, and he looks every bit of it.
He's a man.
Yeah, he is. He just looks it, and they got a lot of folks over there talking to him. I hope he's okay. because he is a talented player. I saw him warming up, and I said to you, I'm like, that guy's an offensive lineman. He looked like my good buddy of mine, Big Stink, Mike Byanch, big number 77 playing that tackle. That's exactly what he looked like. Oh, they're going to help him up.
Yeah, good to see him up on his feet, walking away.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like he's okay.
He's going to have to come out for one at least. Yeah, they're going to walk him out.
And, you know, they've been running behind Ellery all night along with Aiden Alonso, the sophomore, on the right side. And the sophomore, Aiden Alonso, doing a nice job at right guard for the Tigers tonight.
Yeah. Well, he is a massive young man.
Listed at 320. And at halftime we talked, is he?
No.
Big number 79. You see him there on your screen.
The coach put that on the roster for an ego boost to give him some encouragement. That's a big man right there. 6'6". He's every bit of it.
Second down and 7. Schobert off the right side, and he cuts it back for a first down for this Tiger offense.
I tell you what, that was a nice run right there. He picked his way, made a nice cut at the line of scrimmage back to his left and picked up about 6 yards or so. That was a nice run.
Madigan on the stop for the Grizzlies. First down and 10 now for Twinsburg on the Grizzly 27-yard line. The Tigers have yet to get into the red zone against this Grizzly defense.
There's a false start there.
Flags down before the snap. Dead ball foul. False start, offense.
That was the right tackle. I think that was the replacement there for Guijo. 72 maybe is in there.
We'll take a look. 7. No, he's back in there.
That's him.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, he stood up too soon. That was pretty evident.
First down and 15 from the 32-yard line. Fantone, this time he's going to throw.
Play
Pressure
action.
coming.
Somebody in his face.
And he's going to go down.
Yeah. At the 40. That's a big-time play right there.
Loss of 8 on the play. The sack will be credited to Jacob Ernest.
Well, I tell you what, Jake had him moving, but Colt Levitt came in there and cleaned him up and fell down on, made sure he stayed down. Now we got second and about 23, excuse me. Second and 23. This is where the Grizzlies have to limit this play right here. They have to limit this play.
Empty backfield now for the Tigers. 5 receivers set, 3-by-2, 3 to the near side.
Big communication going on in the Grizzly backfield.
Yeah, this is a big play even for this Twinsburg offense. You got to cut this down in half.
Yeah, the Grizzlies have to limit the production on this play. And
there's another whistle, and it might be a timeout.
Yeah. Timeout. And I tell you what, there's a lot going on in this Grizzly defensive backfield.
And there's some confusion, maybe, and some confusion by the Twinsburg coaching staff. Coach Salters doesn't look happy as he conferred with 2 of the assistant coaches there, but timeout Twinsburg.
He's pleading for his guys right there, and I can tell you that's where the camera is. I was looking at our sideline, and the defensive backs were getting explained to. Let me put it that way. I don't want to get into the colorful language that was probably being handed out, but they were getting explained to, Mike, about some confusion they had. So for us, it may have been a good timeout as well.
Yeah. Oftentimes, we'll talk about some of the notable alum, a couple of notable alum for the Twinsburg Tigers. James Posey, NBA player. How about, I had no idea, Zoltan Mesko, a kicker for the Patriots from Twinsburg High School. Scott Efros, picked by the Cubs in the 15th round of the 2015 Major League Baseball draft. And we're going to talk a little bit about another Major League ball player here in a little bit.
Yeah.
It is 2nd and 23 from the 40-yard line, coming out of the timeout for the Tigers, 3-by-2.
Looks like some pressure by the Grizzlies. Oh, they dropped
Fantone,
out. Quick pass.
Underneath.
Good move by number 2. Get him to the ground.
Holler on initial contact and
host about half of it. Like you said, he picked up about half of it.
Yeah, I think that's what you want. I mean, that's the goal.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to be looking at 3rd and 23 or 3rd and 18. It's 3rd and 14. And I think you're happy with that play if you're the Tigers.
Yeah, I would say, well, they didn't give him quite as much as I thought they did. They pushed him back to the 31. I thought he had gotten across the 30. So still 3rd and 14, but yeah, they got about half of it back, Mike. Still a big 3rd down.
Fantone again with an empty backfield.
Pressure.
Coming. He lets it go over the middle, and ball's going to be
Knocked
tipped away.
What a great play for Tommy Hahn. Another pass breakup. He's leading the county in pass breakups. He's got 3 interceptions on the year. That's a great play by Tommy Hahn.
Pass intended for a roughing. And that is, I mean, he has had hip side coverage. I mean, he's been duct taped to Ruffin's hip the entire ball game.
I don't want to speak too early, Mike, but this is a big play in this game.
I mean, that's a great move by Levitt off the near side. That is a great move.
And look at Tommy Hahn goes up and just knocks that ball away so nobody can get it.
4th down and 14.
Showing pressure. Here it comes.
Finds it in the backfield. Bubble screen.
Bubble screen. Can we get him to the ground? We do. Grizzlies will take over on the 20.
J.D. Okuma on the reception for the Tigers.
Nice little slip screen. We were playing a little bit soft because we knew they had big yards to pick up, but we were able to get him to the ground. It looks like they're going to mark that on about the...
That's going to be a turnover on downs. 1st and 10.
It'll be the 20-yard line.
All right.
41 seconds left.
As I was about to say, that was a big play in this game because now they, once again, no points to show for Twinsburg. We get the ball back, and we're getting ready to get into the 4th quarter. Let's see if we can get some lightning out of this drive. Maybe hit the cheetah, Calyx Link down the sideline.
Gray in the backfield. Hall looking
There he goes.
for the ball.
He's got it.
Wide open.
He's
wide
got
open. Oh, and he falls at the 36-yard line.
He was wide open, Mike. Reminiscent of the first play of the game. He was wide open and just had to twist his body back to it.
We'll take another look at it. I mean, he just blows right past the defender. And that's Jaden Rode. 3-by-1 now for Hall as a change will get set on the other side of the field. 28 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Hall again looking deep.
He's got him.
He's got him. End zone. Touchdown. No. In and out of the hands of Lemp.
Everybody in this stadium on this side wanted that one, Mike. We all called touchdown. Calyx just couldn't get up underneath it quite enough. And I think the shock of the ground maybe jarred him a bit.
Calyx Lemp will come off the field. 2nd down and 10 now from the 37-yard line of the Tigers.
Dawson Mendel's in.
Yep, Mendel's in. McNeil to the near side. Cooper Gray off the right hip of Hall. Mendel now to the left side. Some confusion on this offensive unit for the Grizzlies. 2nd down and 10. Motion to the near side. Give us to Cooper Gray and
there he is.
Trey.
If he gets to the edge, he's going. If he gets to the edge, he's going, Mike. Touchdown, Cooper Gray. That's it, Mike. That's it, Mike. Seal it, baby. What a play, Mike. What a play.
18 games in a row that Cooper Gray has scored a touchdown for this Grizzly offense. The senior All-Ohioan finding pay dirt.
Mike, that's exactly
You'll see a great job blocking. Look at Maddox. Maddox just gets enough of disruption.
When that boy turns 21, I'm buying him a beer. Luke Maddox is the man. He has sprung so many touchdowns for this team this year, and he will get rewarded.
Hold down, kick is blocked. The snap was a little high, so it will remain 27-0. And there's a good look at the All-Ohioan Cooper Gray.
There you go.
255 carries. This is all before tonight. 2,272 yards, well over 2,300 yards now, 30 touchdowns. And again, like I just said, 18 consecutive games where Cooper Gray has found the end zone for the Grizzlies.
And closing in on 2,500 yards for a career, another touchdown. As you said, 18 straight games going back to Barberton, the very first game of last year. 18 straight games he scored. I tell you what, this Thunder and Lightning combination of he and Gavin. Gavin had the last one. Cooper takes this one. You said it. You said it when we came back on the air to me. We need to run the ball. We need to start leaning on them in this second half, and that's exactly what we've done in these last 2 drives.
Yeah, and you've got to, again, I can't say it enough, you've got to give credit to that front 5 of this Grizzly offensive unit.
They were challenged.
Yeah, without the Grizzly Guardians, right?
The Guardians up front, they were challenged, and they have responded. JJ, Aiden, Merritt, Carter, and Scritt, those guys have really been leaning on them these last 2 series and have really established the running game.
So Quentin Bailey will be deep for the Tigers on the near side. Grizzlies lead at 27-0. Again, both teams coming in here at 4-0 tonight. Grizzlies at 7th ranked in the state Division II. Twinsburg number 12. Those are the AP rankings. McNeil gets it away. Ball is going to be dropped at the 5-yard line, picked up, brought back on the near side, and will be run out of bounds. I thought his foot went out at the 19, right in front of the official. And they're going to mark him at the 21-yard line. On the return there was...
We've got...
I didn't get a number on that.
We've established his running game. 11 carries, 101 yards, and a touchdown for Cooper tonight right now. And we have extended this lead 27-0, Mike. And
now 111 yards. He had 20 at halftime.
Right. Yeah. So the second half now he's had 6 carries for 81 yards. And when you start talking 6 carries for 81 yards, those are big chunks, and it's all because of the guys up front. Because I can tell you, Cooper can run fast any day, but those guys up front are making it happen.
So you got Nathan Shipley at the nose, and on the left side is Josh Garcia with Colton Levitt on the right side on that front 3 defensive unit. Twinsburg forced to throw.
Yeah, they don't have any choice now.
Has got to let it go. Nobody's open. A great job by that secondary of the Grizzlies as nobody was open. And
that's the end of the fourth, Mike. And, boy, we feel a whole lot better right now than we did at halftime. This was a real game, and we've opened up a little bit. I tell you what, I've been thinking all day about Cooper and Gavin. And when I was growing up, I was a little bit like Cooper. And Gavin reminds me of my buddy Jeff Darnell. Oh, Jeffrey Darnell. He was my running mate back in the day, number 33. And that's what I've been thinking about all day, about the combination of those two, the complementary. And then the blocking downfield. I talked to Luke this week, and I talked to him about that and just expressed to him how valuable it was. And he goes, I love doing it.
Yeah, and you got to. Yeah, he didn't get much of the guy on Cooper's touchdown run, but what he did, he disrupted his route.
Exactly.
And if you're not in the space to disrupt it, you provide that opportunity for that defender to make a tackle.
For any running back, just to get the gate. And what Luke did in that is he disrupted the defender's gate, which gave the running back an advantage. And that's how you say, wow, Cooper took off. Well, look, Luke Maddox really helped out on that play.
That's the ultimate team play.
Yeah. But we cannot say enough about the offensive line. Coach Steiner's boys, Gabe Lutke still on the sideline.
2nd and 10, and a great job by that Grizzly D. They are fired up. That front 3 getting inside and making a stop, a tackle for a loss. Jacob Ernest from that linebacker spot.
Yeah, you see the shot.
Got another guy down, number 73. Oh, boy. Oh, no.
No, and he's holding his knee.
That's Ellerit Giho. Oh, no, we don't. No,
we don't like that at all. He's holding his right leg. Yep, they got
number 7 that's Lucas Kinesland.
Their running back.
Their starting running back.
They're carrying him off. He's in a bad limp. This is starting to lean on Twinsburg a little bit.
And we saw Collins go out earlier. Yeah. And I haven't seen Collins back in the game.
Yep, there he is. He is. He did come back.
Okay, well, good. Good to see Collins back.
Good. I saw DeShazi in there. You mentioned Josh Garcia. Mm-hmm. Big man. He's generally an offensive lineman, but we've needed this, and I think that's what Coach Miller. I give Coach Miller all the credit. He sees that. He says, you know what? I can put that young buck in there, and he can. And this is what I'm going to tell him. And they probably coached him up a little bit and said, look, we just need you moving forward, taking on some blocks, and that's going to free up Brad and
Jacob
Stoopsy and the All-American there, Jake. And let them make some plays. And we've seen that overall. They've got a few plays, but we have seen much, much better rush defense. 73 is hurt. He's gingerly coming off.
Yeah, you don't like to see that.
He's a good-looking player, Mike.
And he went off earlier under his own power.
But yeah,
and you wonder if this a result of maybe what happened earlier in the third quarter. We just got word from John Bernard, Cleveland Guardians taking on the Minnesota Twins in Minnesota, up 2-0.
And that'll be wins, 7 in a row if they're able to hold on.
7 in a row. Yep.
They've been on a run trying to get back in that playoffs. Mike, this week Oh, that's even better. We're hearing the Tigers are losing, so that could be a game that the Guardians could gain in the standings there. They're still not out of the Central.
Right. It's going to be a fun September over the next couple of next 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm going to hold off. I got a couple announcements that we want to give to some community sponsors, but we're going to hold off on that for right now, Mike.
3rd down and 12 for this Tiger offense. They're missing their big right guard, number 73. In for him is number 64. That's Gavin Rathbone. So Fantone deep in their own territory against a Grizzly defense that has found new life here in the second half.
Throwing the ball
Fantone
here to the sideline.
right side.
Oh! Big lick by Will Reese.
Well, Collins, the intended receiver.
13's getting up a little slow.
Well, earlier in this game, Reese put a lick, I believe, on Collins.
Yeah, he did.
And as a receiver, and as a running, you remember those. As a football player, you got to forget about that.
Yeah, you remember that.
You've got to have a short memory.
Yeah, so they're going to punt. They have to punt. I mean.
So Hahn and McNeil back for the Grizzlies at about the 50-yard line. And as we had talked earlier, Kirk and I, the Grizzlies, it's been a while since they've returned to punt to the house.
Yeah, our recollection was Barrett Labus possibly was the last one that returned a kick.
Kick goes away. McNeil will catch it at about the 37-yard line, 42-yard line, cuts it up the middle, keep it on his feet, runs into his own guy, and is going to be stopped.
At about the 50.
The 50-yard line, maybe the 49. I'll mark it at the 50.
Look, I want to talk about a few of our community sponsors here. This week's team meal was provided by Chipotle, but it was sponsored by our American Legion Post. We had a lot of the veterans and service providers here tonight. They were with us at the team dinner last night. There's so many of them sat with our boys and talked to them and they sponsored that dinner for us, and we're so appreciative of us. It's a big deal this week, this Salute the Troops night, and we're so happy to have the American Legion sponsor this group and spend so much time with this team.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line for the Grizzlies.
Madigan
Give us the Madigan off the left side.
Watch
Madigan
out.
to the 40, to the 35, cuts it back inside. Madigan inside the 30 of the Tigers.
Down about the 29-yard line. Mike, you called it. You saw it. You knew what the Grizzlies needed to do, and they are executing that.
Again, high tempo. Cooper Gray in the backfield now for Madigan.
We got the Jalen King on the near side. Young buck receiver. Here's Cooper.
Cooper off the left side.
Cuts it up the middle. He's weaving. Oh, they're going to.
Flag.
Yep.
Now that's coming back. There's going to be a hold on the left side of that offensive line.
Tackled by Val Mueller.
Jalen King, you mentioned Jalen King. He leads this receiving corps in yards per catch at 50.3 yards per catch.
Well, how many does he have? 2 or 3?
He's got 2 catches, 2 touchdown passes for like 111 yards.
Okay, big Josh Garcia is coming in at left tackle, the young buck. JJ stepped out. Okay, JJ's back in.
McNeil steps out.
Yeah, so Garcia's back out. JJ came out. It looked like maybe he took one on the shin. He was a little bit gimped. They're going to call a holding penalty. So the penalty wipes off the play.
Jalen King, it's 1st and 18. Jalen King on the left side. Lemp on the top of your screen. Cooper in the backfield. Hall looking to throw.
Get rid of
Plenty of time.
Bryson
over the middle.
Oh.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
I saw Luke Maddox come out a little bit wobbly after that last touchdown play. I saw him, and that may be why we're seeing Jalen in there. It's a great thing to have a talent like Jalen to be able to step in. I don't see anybody on the bench, so I'm thinking Luke's probably okay, but he might not be 100%, and that's why we're seeing Jalen. But that's okay. He knows this offense. Like you said, I mean, he's the man. 50 yards a catch. Let's throw it to him again.
I tell you what, Bryson Hall had some heat on that. I mean, that was a fastball to Calix Lemp.
He also had a lot of time.
Yeah, he had a lot of time, and boy, he put some zip on it.
Yeah, he sure did. That got by Calix real quick.
This time, Hall is going left side. He's got Jalen King.
I called it. Mike, I called it. I said, throw it to Jalen, because all he does is catch touchdowns. That's another 40-yarder for Jalen King.
Jalen King. 3 receptions on the season and 3 touchdowns.
Straight cash money. All he does is catch touchdowns. Jalen King. I love it.
Paul, nice. He puts it underneath and just a great catch, and Jaylin was almost too relaxed.
Yeah.
Come on, Jaylin.
Squeeze that thing, brother. Squeeze it.
McNeil on for the PAT. Schmelzer to hold. High snap, and does it get through? It does not. This is
off to the right.
Off to the right, 33-0, and we are in a running clock.
This is not what I expected, Mike. You know, we expected the first half. We wanted to see the Grizzlies clean up some things and be a little sharper, but you had to give all the credit to Twinsburg. They were really, really taking all the punches. They were swinging back, you know, so to speak, but Grizzlies have come out, like you said, maybe they flipped some tables, maybe they just had a quick sit down and said, boys, let's reset. But they certainly have.
Well, I know part of the message was because it is Salute the Troops night and because Coach Todd, I mean, this is a special night for him.
Yes, it is.
I mean, he reminded these guys, listen, you're not playing for Wadsworth. You got USA across, which means your mental and physical approach to the rest of this game has got to be top shelf.
Well, look, Mike,
and we've seen that here in the second half.
And I want to piggyback that. The last week of training, he brings in the National Guard to train these guys in their off-season training for the last week of off-season. Monday night, we had a Navy SEAL at practice that addressed the team. This is highly important to Coach Todd, and he wants these boys to understand that the freedoms that we get, the freedoms we observe, the people that sacrifice for us and what they've done to put us in this position to enjoy ourselves with this entertainment on a Friday night.
Yeah, it's a special evening here at Arkwright Stadium. Always is when Wadsworth puts on the red, white, and blue to honor those who have served our country. McNeil to boot of the way.
Chopped it.
Short kick, picked up at the 22-yard line.
Well,
he's got room. Off to the left side in front of the Twinsburg sideline.
Jack gets him out of bounds there.
Nice return. Big return.
See, this is not what the Grizzlies wanted to do. Yeah, I think we...
Clock will stop on change of possession once they whistle. The clock will not stop unless
right
it is...
now.
Yeah.
He'll start it right now. It should.
Now, as soon as he places it, he'll wind it.
Yep, White Hat just wound it.
So clock is running.
Mike, I want to say the last 2 weeks we got to recognize Great Oaks Tavern for the meal for the Medina game, and then last week Watermain Grill provided the meal, as he did breakfast for the whole team this morning. Watermain Grill gave it the whole team breakfast on the day off.
Fantone will give to the right side. That is number 21, Kyle Anello.
They're going to stay with the running game. Down 6 touchdowns with 8 minutes to go. I guess he's just, I don't know if you call this a concession. Has he put up the white flag, Mike?
I mean, you're down 33-0, 8:34, and counting here with the running clock. And this defense, arguably is one of the best defenses here in Northeast Ohio, if not the state.
Yeah.
You've given up an average of 7 points. You've given up 28 points over 4 games, and you've shut out the Twinsburg Tigers thus far. Schobert off the left side. He'll be stacked up for a short gain on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down. Gavin Madigan again on the stop.
Well,
Jude Howler.
We're looking directly at our, right now. We're looking at our second shutout in 5 games, a touchdown in 2 others that were both given up. One of them on the last play of the game
against New Albany.
New Albany against our young kids. So this defense has been holding its own for sure.
Collins on the near side, split wide right.
They are really burning some time.
Okuma also on the near side. In the backfield is Schobert.
Pressure. Got him off his mark.
Got to run. He's got to slide and get a short gain. No flag on the play. He gave himself up.
Yeah, he did. And the heat-seeking missile, Brad Watson, dove over him. That could have been unfortunate for us if he makes contact, because he gave himself up, like you said.
Yeah, he gave himself up. 4th down and 3. In the backfield is Kyle Anello, now in motion. They're going to give the ball to Anello out here on a swing pass. Wadsworth.
Get him to the ground.
Will make the stop. That is
Will Reese,
and it's good enough for a first down.
It's going to give him a first down, but the clock's going to continue to run. Mike, we can't say enough about our community. I mentioned the Legion, the VFW, Watermain, Great Oaks Tavern, Chipotle. All these people are supporting this program. this community has just been so excited for this group, this program that Coach Todd has put together, and believe me, they are so thankful for the benefits they get.
And talk about, some of the guys at lunch sat down at the Suprema Cafe today
Sure,
and had conversation with senior citizens. Pass is complete on the near sideline. That is Sam Collins on the reception from Fantone.
When I asked some of the boys, I'm like, what? Tell me about your participation. And they're like, we just went to spend time with those folks. We asked them questions, but they were interested in us. What position do you play? Where are you going to go to school? What do you like to study in school? And it was just such a bonding between young folks and older folks and the mutual interest. And I love that they've done that today. And Coach Todd sets that up generally on the off days so that the boys have something to do.
Fantone with a slip screen. Pass is complete. Good enough for a first down. Okuma on the reception. I got to tell you, if you look at some of the the effort by Twinsburg, Okuma is a guy that's had a good game. Ruffin is a guy that's had a good game.
Yeah, they've had some real nice individual performances.
Yeah, Kinesland and Anello, they're running backs.
I tell you what, they got a really nice complement of running backs that can do a lot of things. Nice
Anello's going to be stacked up for a short gain.
And look, their quarterback throws the ball pretty well too. What I've seen and what our folks at home are probably seeing, they just couldn't consistently put it together. Yeah. They would make some, they would gain some yards, complete some passes, but then they'd get stopped. They just couldn't put it together consistently.
And Coach Salters, you've got to give him credit. This program has come a long way.
It certainly has.
Fantone out to the right side. This is Collins. Collins will be wrapped up at the
what a tackle.
7-yard line. A great open field tackle there by Will Reese. He's having a ball game.
He's been a tackling machine tonight. The hammer has brought it tonight. He has really had a number of tackles. He's got to be closing in on double digits. We've called his name quite a bit.
Well, him and Gavin Madigan have been coming up from the secondary just making sticks.
I told you. I said shock and awe. I said lock and maul, and that's what they've done. They've locked them down, and they've been mauling at the tackle, point of attack.
Dylan Fantone trying to get his Tigers into the end zone to avoid a shutout here at the historic Art Wright Stadium.
He's rolling.
Fantone rolling left. Might be intercepted.
It's picked off. And here we go. We're going the other way, Mike.
That's Calix Lemp. They won't catch Calix. Calix is an all-state track athlete.
100
yards for a touchdown.
The cheetah, Calix Lemp takes it 100 yards for the pick six, and we have just shut the door on the Twinsburg Tigers.
We'll get another look at it and find out who tipped that ball up in the air, but Lemp with a great play, great focus on it.
Presence of mind to see that, and he just went.
So here we go. Fantone trying to sneak it in there, and it's 13 is on the Twinsburg players tipped it, and you're not going to catch Calix Lemp.
No, this guy 15 just said, you know what, there's no way, and Calix is just in form. I mean, there goes the cheetah. That's all you can say, man. He is smooth, 100 yards. And the Grizzly faithful have seen all they need to see tonight. They're going to try to beat the traffic.
McNeil.
Another one blocked.
Again. And the problem is the snap is too high. I mean, Smeltzer's doing everything he can to get the ball and get it on the block for McNeil. As you take a good look at Calix Lemp, and he says, guys, give me some water, give me some air. Calix Lemp.
Yeah,
a special athlete here in Wadsworth.
It's been two touchdowns for him tonight.
Should have been three.
Should have been three. He got twisted a bit, but that's okay. That's okay. Cooper picked him up. He goes down. Cooper takes that shot in a couple plays later from 36, and the Grizzlies got rolling.
You got Cooper right next to saying, hey, nice job. Nice job.
I tell you what, we really got rolling in the second half. A lot of things went right for the Grizzlies. Beautiful to see. Beautiful to see.
We'll take another look at this, and John Bernard downstairs, he cued us off. It looked like it went off the hands of
number two
for the
Twinsburg.
Yeah, that would have been Jaden Rode, and it does.
And our defender, it's hard to see.
That's the Shazi.
13, yeah.
99 yards officially on the touchdown on the interception return.
Yeah, that is number 13 for the Grizzlies was in that coverage, but but I believe it was the Twinsburg player got his hands on it.
Yeah, Jaden Rode.
Yeah, Deshazi was on his shoulder, and Calix with the presence of mind to look what I got, and he took off.
Now, folks, we've said it from the get-go. This is a special group here in Wadsworth on this 2025 version of Grizzly football.
Yeah, there's a hold.
There's a hold as Ruffin is going to make his way down the left sideline.
There's a big-time play right here. There's another flag. That's 2 flags. Number 45 was getting the business from number 2 and number 10, and the coaches, they're dragging our player off, and that was an ugly sight down here on about the 35-yard line. They really mauled our player.
Now the officials are meeting at the 33-yard line. They'll sort it out and let us know what they've decided. But guy, we talked about him in the first quarter for Twinsburg. He's a guy you want on your football team.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got a nose for the ball and a nice return there.
There might be a personal foul, maybe a disqualification. I'm hearing from the booth. There was a punch thrown.
Oh, you don't want. I mean, you play this game at such a high level of intensity.
Yeah. Okay, they're going to call.
There's a hold.
We have 2 fouls on the play.
2 personal fouls.
Well, we got a holding and a personal foul.
Declined.
Yeah, we declined the holding, took the personal foul.
Then a personal foul call against the Tigers.
Mike, I just want to say, we're broadcasting this live, and our production group does such a great job with the graphics and the visuals and the camera work and providing us with so much insight in our ear. We got folks listening all over the country.
Yeah.
We got folks in Philadelphia. I know I've got a handful of folks that have contacted me from Florida. Aiden came down and said, hey, we've got a slew of folks online. He can see how many people are tuning in online. And we just love that there's so much passion for Grizzly football and what WCTV brings to the community, but that folks can see it. Even Grizzlies that aren't in Wadsworth are still able to see these games, whether it be Florida. I've got a friend of mine that he's probably tuning in from Huntington Beach, California. I got friends back home where I grew up in Virginia that are watching tonight. There's just folks all over that are tuning into this Grizzly team. That's how much excitement there is about this group.
Well, not only that, WCTV does such a great job. There's a number of folks that are tuning in from Twinsburg,
right.
or if it's New Albany, whatever our home game is, as Pantone will get it to the left side on a slip screen. Clock will continue to run with the Grizzlies up 39-0.
Under 2 minutes now.
Yeah. Dom Jackson on the stop for the Grizzlies. See, Jacob Ernest still in there, and Brad Watson still in, as Ruffin, who's had one heck of a football game for the Tigers, his night is over as he limps off the field.
I'd like to shake that young man's hand. He's a heck of a player, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to have him on my team. That's a good player right there, number 1 for the Twinsburg Tigers.
Fantone quickly out to the right side.
They've gone to this screen game. Ooh, that's the hammer again. Will Reese has not stopped playing. Will Reese has not stopped playing. There's a minute to go, and he just drove another hammer shot into that receiver.
Well, we talked about defensively how deep Coach Salters felt his offensive and defensive line is, but what about this defensive unit for the Grizzlies? I mean, they are deep in most positions.
They really are.
3rd down and 1 now for the Tigers at their own 21-yard line.
You know what I like to see is a good sign. 73 might be back in the game. I don't see him right on this play. I see 64 in there. Maybe that's premature. I thought I saw 73.
Yeah, Rathbone replaced
64 came in for. Okay, I thought 70. I had hoped 73 was back in there. He's not. And now it might just be a precaution. We're at 20 seconds. That's it. That's going to be it. Oh, they're going to try and run another play, Mike.
Yeah, they might get one more play off.
Mike, it's been a pleasure. So exciting tonight. Good to be back in the booth with you after a couple weeks off. And we got another one next week.
Fantone will complete
Reese again.
A pass. Reese.
Yeah, we got the Brecksville Bees coming in to visit us next week, Mike.
Now the Grizzlies,
they're fired up there.
Yeah, they take care of business tonight, 39-0. Another shutout for this Grizzly defensive unit, and a defensive unit that the Tigers, as you see, Coach Salters and Coach Todd, great respect for one another, for each other's programs, for the kids in each program. But the Grizzlies, Kirk, made the adjustment at halftime on
they?
two ends of the ball. But the most important one was, hey, we're going to challenge you. We're going to run the football.
Yeah, and we did. We ran the football as we expect to run the football in that second half. It was a big difference. I thought it was a big difference in the way Coach Probst, Coach Miller, the guys up front were able to make some adjustments, maybe go to a little more of a gap scheme and slow that running game down a little bit. And then when we started to get Fantone in the pocket, get him to move around a little bit, and then all of a sudden you could see the tone of the game start to change.
There's first touchdown to Calix Lamp, Bryson Hall. This is a deep
strike.
throw here to Luke Maddox. Big-time play, 53 yards on the touchdown from Bryson Hall to Maddox.
Here's the two-point conversion.
This is,
a
great.
Calix goes over the top.
Yeah, by Ruff, and this is an interception by Gavin Maddox in the end zone. Madigan, I'm sorry. Madigan, and he's going to just take a knee. Good decision by Gavin.
A smart play. And here he is with his touchdown. He's just going to thunder that in there. Boom. Yeah, that jump cut to his left, he's done that so many times this year already. That little jump cut he has to his left is just deadly. And boom, the crossover to Cooper.
Yep.
He gets Maddox.
There's Maddox out there just to disrupt.
Yeah. And Cooper said, no. He gave a little head bob there, like, there you go. That's the stamp.
And here's Jalen King, his third reception of the year, 3 touchdowns.
Straighten his crown. There goes the King. Another touchdown. 3 receptions, 3 touchdowns.
And this is the 99-yard interception return for a touchdown by Calix Lemp.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's a record because you can't go any further than 100 yards, right?
Hey, great hands by Calix,
Yeah,
he dropped one in the end zone, but there he's like, hey, he redeemed himself, shows great hands, little hot potato with the football before he brings it in.
And they sing the alma mater. It's a great sight to see. As we were talking about, we got Brecksville coming in here next week, so you and I get to come back together again. My favorite 3 hours of the week to come back in here and go against an improved Brecksville Bees team. I know they're 2-2. They were winning tonight. Early on, we saw. So going to be another great environment next week against Brecksville.
Yeah, so come on out to Art Wright Stadium, be part of the action. This is a special team here in Wadsworth. If you can't join us here at Art Wright, join us on WCTV YouTube TV. The final tonight, Wadsworth 39, Twinsburg nothing. The Grizzlies go to 5-0 on the season. The Tigers fall to 4-1. For John Bernard, Kirk Gray, I am Mike Elkins. Good night, Wadsworth.
Watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.